It looks like it's Druid Seiko is safely through to the final next Saturday evening. Druid Seiko takes the win. Churchwilton just hangs tough out in front. Churchwilton takes the win. It's still Iams and Sydney, Bacon Roll. Right, he's trying to find a way through. Iams and Sydney, Iams and Sydney.
Welcome along to Perry Bar. It is, of course, Arc Laurels' final night here in Birmingham. The last Category 1 we'll see at Perry Bar Stadium. So it's a bittersweet night. We've got a cracking evening of action here on Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK and sponsored by Bet365. We've got an absolute belter of a day, and there's plenty of people filling up that car park as well. Now, as always, I am Danny Jackson, and I have been joined by my co-pilot, and that is always Joe Keneally. Joe, how are you doing?
Not too bad, Danny. Thank you. Not too bad. A brilliant night action. Look, we've got a brilliant final, haven't we? Sad that it is the last one at Perry Bar.
I know.
But we've got a good way to go out.
We certainly do. That will be at 9:20 this evening. We can have a look at what we have in store for you tonight. So the first race that we'll be covering here on Gone to the Dogs Live is the 7:36. It's a maiden stayers. We've then got a standard. We've got another stayers, a dash. We've got a bitches race as well at 8:44. We're even going over the St Ledger trip with the Kamaski Hankin Memorial Race at 9:02. And then it's the biggie, the Arc Laurels final at 9:20. And we'll be rounding off our show with that. Now, Keneally's Crackers, historically, haven't always done well, Joe, but tonight, I've got a good feeling.
Yeah, we're in good form at the minute, I must say. Tipping-wise for Greyhound Racing UK, we're in good form. The nap goes in the 9:02. Brett and Molly against Ballymac Taylor, so taking a bit of a chance. I think she'll lead out, and I think she won't be for catching over the 7:10. Bacon Roll, really well drawn. I know Southfield Poppy's odds on in 3. Fabulous Aria in 4 was a bit of a concern for me, moving left. A good trial here as well. She's staying this stronger than I thought, Bacon Roll. I must say, I didn't think this should be quite seeing the trip out as well as she is. So she's the next best. Plenty there. Look, there's plenty of short ones on there. Millbank Boiler should win. Bombay Nutty. Magical Blue Bear against Ballinakil. Liam is a good race. Your Nap, of course, goes in that race as well. That we'll come to. Snooty Oreo in the first race. I thought it was wide open. I'll take a chance on the local grade act for Craig Williams to win that. And the big one, I'm with Druid Seiko, Danny. I think she'll be in front of the second bend, and that'll be that.
OK, so looking forward, of course, to the big one at 9:20. These are the naps this evening. So myself and Hobbsy going head-to-head. I'm with Transfusion, who I called home at Nottingham last week. He's with Magical Blue Bear, the stayer of the year from last year. We've got 2 going for Bacon Roll, which is Joe's next best at 8:44 with Darryl and Ashley.
And they spoke about it on the way down and said, tell you what, Daddy, I'll go with what you go with.
I think so. Right, we've got plenty coming up on the show, but we've also had an absolute cracker of a race last night with the Grand Prix at Sunderland. This was the lineup, sponsored by Arc, of course, with Trap 2, New Destiny 2-9, New in Cloud 6-1, 8-1 Ballymac Sargi, 12 for My Own Theory, and 33-1 for Killiford Gorham and Make It Mead, who ran an absolute belter. Let's see how it all played out.
We're away and racing. And New Destiny is a little bit slow away, the favourite. Killiford Gorham leads up from New Destiny. Wide outside is Make It Mead. Then we have New in Cloud, who is slow away. My Own Theory in the back market is Ballymac Sargi. We've got a circuit left to run. And it's still Killiford Gorham leading up one of the bigger prices on the board from Make It Mead. Here comes New Destiny, showing good middle speed to pace up with Killiford Gorham. And now the favourite has hit the front. New Destiny quickly surge clear here for Mark Wallace. Gone 3 lengths clear from Make It Mead. Running on from the back. All too late is New in Cloud. But New Destiny is going to add further honours to a glittering CD. New Destiny the winner from Make It Mead. New in Cloud ran on for third.
New Destiny was, in fact, a cracking winner. She is a champion once again at a different track as well this time, Joe.
The shortest price winner of a Grand Prix. She was actually the shortest price favourite going into the race anyway. I thought she might drift, Danny, with the draw outside Killiford Gorham, but the best thing she done was miss the break. She missed the break slightly. Yep. She allowed Killiford Gorham to get out of the way. There was a bit of a concern early on. I know Connections were worried about that. Yep. But she's just unbelievable, and she's so consistent. And to see her do it from behind as well, you know, there was question marks about whether she's a little bit clumsy in behind. she's proved people wrong. She's answered them questions, and she's sensational.
She is. She's an absolute champion through and through. That is New Destiny, our new Grand Prix champion, sponsored by ARC, of course, last night for 2025. Now, we've got to introduce one of our standard members of the team. It is, of course, Daryl Williams, the stat man.
I'm not sure about the standard bit. I thought I want to elevate myself a little bit. But, Danny, thank you very much. You know, this big final tonight, the three big guns have had 21 open races around here at Perry Bar and have won 17 between them. That's a big stat, isn't it? IAMS of Sydney, we know, is the track record holder from last week. Druid Sego has got the third fastest time and 5 of the top 9 fastest times. However, I think the setup suits Churchfield Sid. That's my early thought on the big one. I'm sure lots of thoughts from all of us as the night unfolds. Let's now say a very good evening to Hobbsy.
Well, thanks very much, guys. You join me with Sean Reynolds. And you would have seen Sean, of course, at Central Park. He reported for us there, but his day job as such is working for Fortitude Communications and do a lot of work for ARC. You'll be seen at the track here, busying yourself with all the footage and the interviews. Now, you're passionate about your greyhound racing, of course, but even more, I think, about whippet racing. And there's a special event coming up. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I think the bulk of people in greyhound racing know Willow's story. For those who don't, Willow was one of my whippets, and I lost her to a disease called Alabama rot in March of last year. Alabama rot is a disease which has only infected 338 dogs ever. It's incredibly rare, 1 in a multi-million. And honestly, it killed us when I lost her. I chucked everything into trying to save her. And yeah, it took a lot out of us, but I'm a big believer in kind of making the best of any situation, however bad it gets. So there's an opportunity, I guess, to raise awareness and raise funds for the Alabama Rot Research Fund. So we have a whippet racing night in my village every year. So that's on June the 29th this year at Lambourne Sports Club. It's an afternoon event. There's 7 live races. There'll be family games. We'll have an Irish band afterwards. There's a tote. There's loads going on. It's such a good day. Obviously, I'll say it, but it was genuinely the best thing I've ever done last year. So there was lots of people wanted it to happen again this year. So we're going for it.
Okay, so how do people get involved and where can they get further information?
Yeah, so I guess one of the best ways is just to follow a celebration of Willow #2 on Facebook. That's like the event page. There's all the information on there. You can follow me on Twitter as well, so at 95_Reynolds, all the information on there. And as I say, it's Sunday, June the 29th, first race at 3 o'clock, cash on the door. Come along, it's good fun.
Fantastic. And Gone to the Dogs will be supporting you. Make no mistake. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. Cheers, Hobbsy.
He was our man last time we were here at Perry Bar, of course, and he's absolutely passionate about whippets and raising money, of course, for Alabama Rot and also the whippet racing. Have you ever seen whippet racing?
Yeah, but you see the emotion in Sean there, Danny. You know, when he's talking, he's so emotional when he speaks about it, and a really good guy. Did a great job for us at Central Park, didn't he?
He did.
Last time we were here, we thought he was so good, we had to come back.
Right, we're going to go to Daryl now because we are building up to the first race on the show.
Thank you, Danny. Yes, and this is a maiden stayers race. So Grand's obviously have not won an open over 6 pens. Interesting line-up here. A couple of these have not tried 6 pens, Lightfoot, Sparta, and also actually the favoured Inspector. Although if you dig through the breeding, Inspector, none of this litter have run over 6 pens, but one from the previous litter has got 6 pen form. That's going to be the favourite by the looks of things. Snooty Oreo heads them up for Craig Williams. Had a couple of runs around here. Lightfoot, Sparta not been beyond 480. Regular A2 dog at this track group. Blondie on run number 50. She did win a few runs back, but that was her only win, I think, the last 20, so she's not been particularly productive. We give her a big shout here tonight, though. Inspector in 4. 5 is Alties Heather, who ran over 6 pens at Valley. For Kate Harrison, who's already had a winner tonight. By the way, 5 and 4 won the first 2 races, both near the speed, near the front. So is that an early clue to how these races are going to pan out? And Maureen Star on the outside for Craig Williams has got a bit of open race form around here previously. So that's your 6.
Looking forward to our opening race then here on Gone to the Dogs Live, the ARC Maiden Stayers contest over 660 metres. And there, the track preparation is underway.
It is the start of the open race action tonight. 2 graded races to start with. Got 3 graded races after. Short and sharp tonight, Danny.
Yes.
7 races. Got the best 7 races on the card. That's what people want to see, you know. 5 graded races, and this is packed tonight. I spoke to Chris beforehand, the GM here, and 600 people through the gate just alone by bookings.
Wow.
Never know. Look, we've got Aston Villa on now. People hopefully come here after Villa have played. Finish at, 7:15, 20 past 7 about now. We've got fantastic action, fantastic race card. Let's get people through the door. That's what racing needs, Saturday night racing.
It does, and guess what's back? The drone. We love the drone, and it's not windy today because it's actually quite a nice day, it's turned out. So we have the drone up. We'll have plenty of head-ons for you as well. We've got loads of drone footage to come of the races too. So absolutely belting. And if you are new to the show, welcome along. Glad to have you with us for the first time and Gone to the Dogs Live. And if you're an old hand and you've been with us since Yarmouth, thank you very much for your support. And make sure, whoever you are, that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can never miss out and miss a show, because you don't want to do that, Joe.
You don't, especially with bigger things coming up in the next
oh, you tease.
Bigger things, 8 weeks or so. Yeah, this is when this sport now really ramps up, Danny. We're going to go through tomorrow, of course.
Yes.
Might be a bit of a big race at Toast Wrapping tomorrow.
What's going on?
Got a big race juvenile. We've got the fastest ground in the world over from Ireland. People are quoting fastest in the world. He runs tomorrow at Toaster. We've also got the Gym Crack at Sheffield.
We do.
A brilliant final. Patrick Janssen will be 1 to 50 to win that competition.
He's got 4, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's got the top 4 in the betting as well, so he's going to be very difficult to beat. But yeah, there's so much going on at the minute, ramping up towards the Star Sports TRC Ground Derby. Starts on the 8th of May, and we'll have some news for people later on.
We will. So that's a little teaser. You're going to have to wait, though. Now they are coming out onto the track, as you can see, for our opening race here on Gone to the Dogs Live, sponsored by Bet365 this evening. And we will be bringing you the Bet365 Hunt Cup later on in the show. That comes up at around about 8:26, just before the dash here at Perry Bar, where we go over 275 metres. Right, we have got our first...
Best turned out. And Trap 4, Inspector, is best turned out in race 3, the Arena Racing Company Maiden Stayers. £50 is going to Tony Steele, parader of Inspector. Congratulations to Tony, congratulations to Inspector, and congratulations to Dougie Butler, the trainer. Kindly sponsored by ARC this evening, best turned out. So thank you to ARC for their brilliant sponsorship. £50 for each best turned out on the show.
Now we've got Trap 1, Snooty Oreo here, who's had 1 win over 6, and that was in an S3 here at the track. Trap 2, Lightfoot Sparta, first go over 6 furlongs, I was going to say 6 pence, finishes strongly over 4. It's okay, Harrison. Trap 3. It is Group Blondie, has had 2 runs over 6 at Doncaster, but has been beaten over 30 lengths, so potential doubts about her staying power. She is 13 to 2 as it stands. Trap 4 is the favourite. Inspector is a puppy. 0 from 7 for Dougie Butler, but could today be the day? He's a bit of a magnet for trouble, but he does stay on strongly, so we'll see if he can avoid it for this one. Trap 5 is Altess Heather's had 1 try over 6 at the Valley and came 3rd, to be fair to her. She's had 4 wins from 15 so far. And we've got Maureen's Star in the Stripes. Lacks a touch of early pace, but could be staying on in the closing stages for Craig Williams. Cracking little race to kickstarters here, Joe, because it's a few questions.
And it's amazing, Danny. You see the sectionals of Maureen Star. That's a bitch who actually traps.
Yeah.
It's 363 at Perry Bar. It's not a bad sectional, so she must come away running and then just be devoid of any pace to the bend, bless her. But then she does stay on really well, so it's no surprise to see her stepped up in trip. Inspector only in July 23. You don't see it too much when a dog's only had 7 runs. They're being stepped up to 6 bends as a baby.
Yeah.
Albeit she's only, 3 months away from being out of our puppy stage. Or he is, sorry, Inspector. But I'm going to be with 1, Snooty Oreo on the inside. As you said, 1 win here over 6 bends. First go over 6 furlongs for Lightfoot Sparta. So we're going 3/4 of a mile for Lightfoot Sparta. But, yeah, I'm going to be with 1, Snooty Oreo. I think can get the best of Inspector. Just not sure how we'll stay yet, because it's a demanding trip as well.
It is a very demanding trip here, Darryl.
It is, and of course we don't know an awful lot, do we? Because only a couple of these have run over the course and distance, and you know, there's every chance, I guess, that Snooty Oreo and certainly Maureen Star are going to be up against it. Snooty Oreo is interesting, bit of money coming for the top now for Craig Williams, but the favourite has gone odds on. Now, of course, Inspector's not won a race. Caught my eye. I went in my notebook when running at Sheffield, 23rd of March at a big price, and subsequently, of course, has been running in the Gym Crack, got to the semi-final stage. So, although he's not won a race, it's all been in open company. As I was saying when we went through the list of runners earlier, He's not run over 6 bends. None of his litter, the July puppies, have run over 6 bends. However, one of them, from a former litter, has won over 640 at Nottingham, and indeed I think has got form over 660 here as well. So in the genes, there's enough to tell us that Inspector has got the stamina. I guess the thing is, Danny, as we head back to you and Joe, it's whether you want to take 5 to 6 to test the theory, though, about this favourite.
And I'm not sure I would want to be fair, on Inspector, purely because he has been a bit of a magnet for trouble, and that's what you can sometimes find with puppies as they're figuring out the racing game.
Definitely short run to the bend as well, Danny. And if I was at home playing or laying, I'd want to have the other 5 on my side.
Yeah. Against
Inspector, purely on the fact that we don't know what he's going to do. It's a short run to the bend. If he finds trouble early, look, he might just be better than these. You know, it's not going to take much winning. You know, so he might just be a bit better than these. He's been in with Droopy's Trade, Romeo Alliance, Elusive No More. You know, they're all in the final tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, he made the semis of the gym crack, didn't he? So he's got something about him.
His form is good. Again, this is a big drop in class for him, but it's a step up in trip. I'd rather have the other 5 on my side.
Totally with you. Now, trap 4 is the favourite, Inspector, for Dougie Butler. Very short here, has been quite well supported as they load up for our first race that we're showing here on Gone to the Dogs Live. So, Darryl, call them home, please.
Yes, Dougie Butler's only runner of the night, actually, so it's going to be all or nothing, I guess, here with this favourite at 5 to 6. Here we'll get that all-important lead into the corner as the starter collects his flag, gives that a little wave. The Arena Racing Company Maiden Stayers over the 660 is about to get underway. The hare is approaching the boxes. Favourite in the 4, Money for Snooty Oreo in trap 1, and away they go. And Group Blondie got away, and 6 was right out the back. Demorine Star, followed by Altice Heather, who's second last as they take the turn first time. So it's Group Blondie. On the inside is Life for a Spider, right against the fence, Smarty Oreo. If they cross the line like that in a lapse time, we've got a race on. But Inspector now quickens up down the outside and moves on by about 3. Down the back straight from Snooty Oreo is racing in second place. There's a long way back, probably 6 lengths back to the pack. In third is now Demorine Star running on. Inspector, the favourite, leads by 2.5. Snooty Oreo trying to make a race of it. There's room on the inside. Demorine Star's a long way back in third. Inspector in the black. The red Snooty Oreo is beginning to burn down. Inspector's trying to come back at the line. Very close. Inspector may have got Snooty Oreo, but we need the judge to confirm.
Who's got there from 1, Snooty Oreo, and 6, Demorine Star in third. And we thought it was all over coming for home because Snooty Oreo had found the gap on the inside. Inspector had given her loads of room, but it does look like Inspector has fought back.
Result given, 4-1-6. Inspector has got off the mark. 8th time of asking, first time up over 6 bends, and has done it really well. You know, will improve for that run. Had to work hard. Group Blondie's come away running. Life at Sparta's come away running. And as Darryl said in commentary, if we get this over the winning line second time round, we're in for a hell of a race. But they got loose then, you know, Inspector and Snooty Oreo. When Snooty Oreo's got inside of this third bend here, you know, that was a race over them for 2 and 3. Demorine Star staying on well back in third. But here, Danny, I thought that one was going to go and catch.
So did I.
You know, so fair play to Inspector. Takes a lot that. When he's been past, it did look like she had got by Snooty Oreo on the run for the line. He's come back and found a little bit more. You know, got 2 white and black dogs and bitches there going at it. They are far apart. So we kind of said, Danny, when they went over the line, we think 4's won. He's won by a good neck in the end, I imagine. We'll let Darryl off for that one. It's an early start. We'll let him off, but he's going to be able to call them home in the next race, I'm sure. Yeah, that's
about 3 parts.
Yeah, about half a length, Darryl. We'll give you a little bit of credit. We'll say it's an early start. But, yeah, good performance from Inspector. Expect more from him. Look at what a footage this is. Oh. Seriously, this is brilliant. You know, we get that run round the first and second bend. Group Blondie taking them along. I was happy with where Snooty Oreo was here, because Inspector's 4 bend speeds took him to the front. Kind of lost them there, and we're going to get them back in a minute. And then
so quick.
Come out of that bend, and then Inspector's 3 lengths clear. But, you know, they go down the far side, and you know, you see them there. So many do it. They just course that hair, Danny.
Yeah.
You know, even the railers, they just see that hair and they want to go when they've got that much room. But yeah, here I thought race over. Snooty Oreo is going to get inside. She's going to go on by and win. But you don't run in with the likes of Droopy's Trade, Romeo Alliance, Elusive No More, as we said, if you haven't got anything about you. He's found a little bit more, very good seam, and she still hasn't got to him, ran to the pickup.
Yeah, so he has got something about him. I think he'll be a nice stayer going forwards, this lad Inspector, and he's got off the mark for Dougie Butler. 1 runner, 1 winner He's a happy man.
And that's why Dougie trains and I don't, because we work shots and I want to have either 5 on side. But look, at odds on, in a dog that you don't know if he's going to stay, you're more than happy to take on. But we'll go to Dale for the results, shall we?
He's won pretty comfortably, hasn't he? As you say, in the end, Inspector. First win, great way to get off the mark. First time over 6 bends. Skirk Sid is the mate from a previous litter that had won over the 680 at Nottingham, and the course and distance here. Winning time is 4:06.9, so it gives us something to conjure with throughout the evening. 40.69, Inspector 4-5, Snooty Oreo second at 9-4. The market was absolutely spot on, and Demorine Star Trap 6 in third.
Favourite has prevailed in the first.
Just going to tell you about Bet365, Danny. Sorry about that. I've got a really nice new customer offer, which is £30 in free bets. And to qualify, all you have to do is wager £10 on any race at Perry Bar, and you'll qualify for that free bet offer. That's to new customers with Bet365, who are our programme sponsor.
So thank you to Bet365, thank you to Greyhound Racing UK, and of course thank you to ARC, who sponsor the big one later on, but also the best turned out, which goes £50 to the kennel hand who leads the best turned out dog in the race. So thank you to all that make our show what it is. Now there he is, that's Inspector, and Emily's down there.
Thank you, Danny. Yes, a really, really good winner of our first race. On Gone to the Dogs Live this evening, the Maiden Stayers Inspector. Going to have a quick word with the trainer, Dougie Butler. A really, really nice run. With 0 wins from 7 so far, but had been running in really, really nice company. Yes. So he's done it well tonight.
Yeah, that's his first time over the 6 bends, so upwards, hopefully, you know. But really proud, to be honest with you, you know. Because I thought the one was going to catch him, like, but he put a little bit more, and then after the winning line he went on a bit further, so he'll stay a bit further in time, because he's not due till July. So very happy, thanks very much.
Exactly, a really, really game run as well. The one came to challenge, but he pulled out that bit more, so he has a promising future.
Hopefully.
What's next? Do you have any plans for him, or just another Stayers next week?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. See how he works out in the morning. If he's tired, there's a long way round, you know, but he has run against good company, you know what I mean, and that was like I dropped down to the class of dog he was meeting, you know, which is very good dogs at Sheffield, you know what I mean, so, and he was finishing hard there, like, but really proud tonight.
And nice to have a nice winner on one of the last big nights at the track.
Yeah, great. I just hope the game gets better, but we don't know, do we? You know.
No. Well done with Inspector. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, he looks absolutely thrilled. Dougie Butler, 1 runner, 1 winner, and he's got some big hopes for the future as well for his youngster, who's only 2 in July. Now, Emily alluded to the fact that we're not going to be at Perry Bar for too much longer this year, because it is closing in 2025, but we're going to have a look back at some of the memories. And our thanks to Roy Brindley and Steve Nash for supplying those photographs of Perry Bar from over the years. And there's some great memories in there as well. I mean, Space Jet even won the St. Ledger here. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, but it's very sad. You know, hopefully the Wolverhampton, where the track is built, does work for... See, all the staff are going to go from here to Wolverhampton. So, yeah, very sad. A brilliant track, you know. another city, big city, Danny. We've got London with no track, and now we're going to have Birmingham with no track in it, as well after losing Hall Green and we're losing Perry Bar. So, yeah, very sad, but with some brilliant memories there going through them. But let's enjoy tonight for what it is, because we've got a cracking final to finish off.
We do, and we're going to have a look back as well at the history of the Laurels. This is the track history, actually, because it's not always been at Perry Bar. From 1930 all the way through until 97, it was at Wimbledon. We then went to Bellevue until 2016. Newcastle had a run of it for a couple of years, 2017 to 2019. COVID put paid to the plans in 2020, and it's been from here at Perry Bar from 2021 until today. So, very much looking forward to seeing who wins the final Laurels.
Yeah, different kind of styles of tracks there, Danny, as well. Wimbledon and Bellevue, that sharp 480, Perry Bar gallop, Newcastle a gallop, and here we are, the leading trainers over the years. Sydney Orton from Wimbledon with 6, Charlie Lister, of course, OBE with 5, Jack Harvey 4, Barry Draper 3, and Leslie Reynolds 3, and of course Sid Orton, trainer of Mick the Miller, one of the most famous greyhounds ever.
And you can still get some of his races on YouTube. We've also had the Perry Bar winners as well. Havana Class in 2021 for Liz McNair. Kevin Hutton won it with Sign at Denver in 22. Hawkfield Ozark for Patrick Janssens in 23. And last year for Paul Harms in 2024.
2 of them trainers, Danny, trying to win it tonight as well. Patrick Janssen and Kevin Hutton.
Now we're going to hear from one of them right now, because Hobbsy's caught up with who?
Well, thanks, guys. You join me with Team Druid Sago, of course, the Oaks champion, back to the scene of a most famous triumph, of course. And here we have the Value Racing Club. We've got Tony, Mike, James, of course, trainer Patrick Janssens, and Rachel, who's chief member, I think, of the fan club. But, Tony, we're going to go to you first. You've seen the race tonight, of course. How do you see it going?
Initially, I was disappointed with 4, but the more I've seen it the last week or so, I think I might go left, give us a little jink, but hopeful more than confident.
Hopeful more than confident. Okay, James, I mean, amazing scenes here when she won the Oaks, and of course when she won the Yarmouth Derby prior to that. I mean, she owes you absolutely nothing, but here's a real chance to win one of the most famous competitions in greyhound race.
Isn't it just third category 1, I think it is? Yeah, look, as you say, she owes nothing. She's the queen of greyhound racing. If she can nail this one tonight, then that's really very much the icing on the cake, definitely.
I mean, this has been a great association with Patrick and you guys anyway, because you divide your time with the horses and greyhounds. But can I whisper it? You're having more success with the dogs, aren't you?
Well, if there's any of the horse guys watching, I hope they don't hear this. But yeah, we're doing pretty well with the dogs. There's no doubt. I mean, we've only got the one at the moment. We've always had 2 or 3 with Patrick. We are in the market. They're not the easiest to find, and hopefully if we can win this again tonight, it might bring 1 or 2 new people in, touchwood.
Fantastic. You're doing a great job. I'm joking, of course. Patrick, what a weekend in store.
Yeah, it's very busy, yeah, with tonight here, with Flamingo, and tomorrow with a toaster for the juvenile, and then with a Sheffield Oval for the gym crack, so yeah, it's very busy.
Absolutely. I mean, you're understating it. You've got 4 runners, of course, in the Jim Crack final. Droopy's Plunge running in the juvenile. But let's concentrate on Flamingo. I mean, backers will be in the pink tonight if she leads up. That's your hope, I think.
Yeah, that's her game. Her game is from the front, you know what I mean? I think if she goes bingo, I think she could lead, you know what I mean? If she leads, she got devastating middle, and hopefully she can put it down the back straight sort of thing, you know. But listen, it's a very competitive final. You know, John's dog on the track record last week. Chersfield Sid, Derby finalist, won several Group 1 races. Mark's dog is an upcoming dog. The Righty is a famous sort of good up and raised dog, you know what I mean? So, but listen, she's in great form. There'll be no excuses. She's as good as she's ever been, so fingers crossed. One last question. Say a year or so back, thoughts of the Derby probably wouldn't be entertained. She's a stronger bitch now. Would you consider it now? No. She just don't stay that sort of distance, and I think I know she's coming up to 4 years old in September, and she is very lightly raced when you look at her. You know what I mean? And I think she'll have a break after this. We might bring her back for the Pall Mall at Oxford, and then the Yarmouth Derby, and then hopefully another Oaks if she's fitting well. You know what I mean? But if she don't show the same signs from how good she is, she'll be retired, you know what I mean? But the way she's running at the moment, you know what I mean, she's running as well as she ever been. Good luck to you, Patrick. Good luck this weekend as well, and to the Value Racing Club. Enjoy.
Great to hear from Patrick Janssens, who has got some cracking runners over this weekend. But Daryl, who have we got in the race next?
Well, we've got another short one, haven't we? Millbank Boyle. I was just looking through, Danny. Obviously, Inspector was odds on, and we could have 5 odds on favourites. I think we probably will tonight. So, Millbank Boyle, who is Gemma Evans' only runner of the evening. Take note there, perhaps. Semi-finalist in the Laurels, 8 to 13. Hilton Wolf was a semi-finalist in the Laurels as well. It's Pat Deuce's only runner at 3 to 1. But from the top, Swift Underwater, who loves the red coat for John Lamb, 13 to 2. Glenrock. Ace, a young pup for Bob Hall in trap 2 at 12 to 1, jumping to Bert Ted, who gained a first win in 9 when scoring an 8-2 here at odds on the other day at 10 to 1 for Chris Gilbert. And Fair Joe is the second John Lamb runner who's been sprinting in the main and now steps back up in distance.
We are on parade for the Arc Standard, £350 and a trophy for the winner. There's trap 2, Glenrock Ace, who's quite lightly raced, is a maiden in opens, only had the 9 runs so far. Trap 3, Millbank Boiler. I spoke to Gemma Evans and she was saying last week she was gutted at the first bend because he did get quite a bad bump, Millbank Boiler, and he was running on in behind, of course, Druid Sago, but she's hoping that tonight will be the night that he can get back in the winner's circle. Trap 4, Bert Ted has only had 5 runs this year. Is he going to be completely on song for Christopher Gilbert? We'll find out shortly. Then we're on to trap 5. Hilton Wolf reached the Laurels semi-finals last year, just missed out in 3rd in that bumpy race behind Druid Sago, but might be the pace angle here, I thought, with a little bit of speed into the first bend. And Fair Joe was actually a Laurels semi-finalist last year. As Daryl said, though, predominantly been sprinting of late. There he is, the second runner for John Lamb in this race. How did you see it?
Firstly, £50 going to Val Lamb, trainer or parader of Swift Underwater in 1. So congratulations, best turned out to Swift Underwater. So well done to John, Val and the team. On with Millbank Boyle. I wanted to be odds against to nap him, Danny. I think this is a bit of a dropping class for him. He is draw dependent. I'm hoping being in 3 here. I like early pace dogs in 3 and 4. At Perry Bar. Hopefully he can use a trap to his advantage. If he comes away running here, I think he'll lead. He wouldn't be for catching in this race. I think he'll lead and win.
OK, so Millbank Boiler, who reached both the East Anglian and the Winter Derby semis as well as the Laurels last week. Let's hope he can get a bit of compensation for last time out and get his win here. He has got the quickest time in the field as well, recorded it in the first round of the Laurels when second by a head behind the Super Bitch Druids at Sago. They are taking leads off. They will be loaded forwards. So, Daryl, take it away.
So many front runners, aren't there, really, here? It's hard to know who may come from off the pace, so the lead could be vital for most of these, really. Millbank Boiler has run well, of course, in defeat behind Churchfield, Sid and Druid say go. Yet to win in 3 here, but couldn't have gone any closer, really. And as Joe says, the middle box is terrific, really, for the favourite. 5 wins from 8, but the hare is on the way. The other one they were backing was Hilton Wolf, and everything else has been sliding out. So Hilton Wolf will go off second choice in 5 for Pat Ducey. Here's the bunny. It's very close to the boxes. Arena Racing Company standard. Race away. Who's going to lead? It's going to be a contested lead. 3 through the middle. Millbank Boiler, but being challenged on either side. 1 trying to snip up on the inside. Swift Underwater gets the pitch now. Then Thumbs 5. 2 can't get a run. Hilton Wolf. It's Glenrock Ace. Pushed to the rear now for Bert Ted has moved on. Another leader change. Hilton Wolf will try and challenge on the outside. Swift Underwater back in 3rd. The favourites last. Millbank Boiler. They turn in. Bert Ted under pressure from Hilton Wolf down the outside for Pat Ducey. Hilton Wolf's getting on top. Hilton Wolf will beat Bert Ted. I think just held on for second. Swift Underwater was challenging for that position late, but it's Hilton Wolf on top.
Certainly is. 5-4-1. Hilton Wolf has won, beats Bert Ted in second and Swift Underwater in 3rd, and just really messy again. Loads of crowds around the first bends, even crowding down the back this time, Joe.
I feel for this dog because he's 12 wins from 32, but that could have easily been 18 to 20.
Yeah.
Look, take nothing away from Hilton Wolf. The head-on will be interesting now, to see what's gone on the run to the bend. I thought he'd just done enough to clear. Then he hasn't quite managed to clear Swift Underwater, who's paced up well. 4 and 5, Hilton Wolf's gone up well to the bend. From here, though, I thought, OK, if he turns level with Swift Underwater, he'll be in front. Finds a little bit more trouble. 2 just moves off, allows 4. Bert Ted, as you said, Danny, he's shown a lot of speed in recent weeks. 28.43 winner last time out. He's got to the front, but a strong run in Hilton Wolf for Pat Ducey. And you see where Millbank Boiler finished in the end. He finishes 4th again. He stays on well. He's kind of changed his style a little bit, this dog. He's staying on really well now in the later part of the races. But cracking performance from Hilton Wolf. Beyond Druid Sago last week, as was Millbank Boiler. Took advantage of that. And look at this. Fantastic action.
I absolutely love it, and you see there's so much crowd in here because everyone's trying to get their position, jostling around the bend. Then they start to jostle again off the second turn as well, and you can see a crucial point here is where trap 3 Millbank Boiler just gets pushed out by Swift Underwater. Bert Ted did say he's only had 5 runs this year. This is his 6th, and he does look like he probably is still running into a bit of fitness for me.
I don't know. I think he's just been beat by a fast dog. 28-18 round here. He's not to be sniffed at, and you know, he won in 28-43 last week. That's probably the maximum Bert Ted can give. And yeah, look, he's kept fairly straight. For a dog who really does want to be in one, he's kept a fairly straight line to the bend, Millbank Boiler. Whether he just moves off slightly, he comes together with Bert Ted.
Yeah.
So for Bert Ted to run as well as he has there, you know, he's run a big race in defeat, I must say. But the gap opens up for him slightly here when Swift Underwater moves off. You know, they all come together there, and he just dips inside Bert Ted. Takes advantage of that. But cracking performance from Hilton Wolf for Pat Ducey.
I was going to say, just there I saw trap 5 Hilton Wolf just getting a little bit of bother, and he was shoved out wide, and he's had a little bit of trouble himself, but he still managed to really run on strongly for Pat Ducey. And there he is. Look at him heading back to the winner's podium, and we will be chatting to Emily shortly. But
look at their form as well, Danny. Churchfield City was beat a shorthead in the heats. Millbank Boiler beat a shorthead after when we went off air for the judgment night,
yes,
of course, in that race. Then both behind Druid Sago as well. So, you know, the form stands up when they're in with them. The time suggests it was a messy race.
Darryl, what's the result?
Yeah, as you can see, 28.85 probably tells us all we need to know. That there was a lot of unlucky greyhounds, a lot of hard lot stories, but Hilton Wolf came good with that pace into the third corner. Laurels semi-final. It's only the third run back after, month and a half on the sideline, so could move forward for Pat Ducey, a 3-1 winner. That was the only dog they backed, bar the favourite. Bert Ted got second at a big one, 14-1, trap 4, and Swift Underwater pays for third. Now, if you are watching with our programme sponsor, of course, Bet365 tonight, you might be wagering with the programme sponsor, and if you are, just note it is best odds guaranteed, and that is available on all races. We're talking horses, we're talking greyhounds, we're talking UK and Ireland as well.
Our thanks to Bet365, ARC, and of course Greyhound Racing UK, who managed to bring us this show, Gone to the Dogs Live from Perry Bar. There is the winner. Just a note as well, if you have joined us in the past, you'll have known we've done a tipping competition. Billy Brennan usually runs that. He, selfishly, is moving house today, so cannot run the tipping competition, but it will be back in some form or other in a few weeks' time.
Bigger and better for the Greyhound Derby.
You tease, Joe. Right, let's go to Emily. She's with Connections.
Thank you, Danny. A really, really nice winner of the Standard tonight, Hilton Wolf. We're going to speak to the owner, Mike. I think that was a very deserving win. Has been running so well around here recently. Run really well in the heat of the Laurels, just being denied by Churchfield Sid. So knocked out last week, but a really deserving win tonight.
Yeah, terrific. He ran ever so well in the Laurels. Perhaps he exceeded our expectations. Be great to see the final tonight. Really exciting. Yeah, all the credit goes to Pat Ducey. The dog was bred out of a bitch that we have in Ireland, Ballyvery Sarah, and he's improved no end since he came over. And yeah, we used to train actually at Perry Bar many years ago, maybe even before you were born. So this is like a trip back in time. So it's great to be here.
Definitely, and nice to have a winner as well on the night. He seems like one of those dogs that just really doesn't give up. I mean, it was a race where there could have been multiple winners at points, but he really tries hard, which is what we saw a couple of weeks ago against Churchfield Sid.
Yeah, he's certainly running this track rather better than at Monmouth Green. It's just how it happens sometimes. And I said, we used to train here and at Monmouth Green, so this is like a busman's holiday in many respects. So.
Well, lovely. Thank you very much, and well done.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you. Bye.
Now, we haven't just got the action from Perry Bar this evening to bring you. We will be going to Oxford to take in the Bet365 Hunt Cup final. So we're going to have a look back to see how the finalists got there.
Often racing. Quite an even break, but 2 now showing the pace with 5, followed by 1 and 4 in behind, 6 out the back early doors. But it's 2. Ballymac Maggie, who leads them in for the first time here with a 2 or 3 length lead now from 1. Hogan's Hawk up the inside of the 5. And that is Brigadier Brendel, who's now moved into second ahead of 1, but 1's fighting back. But 2 now has gone about good 8 lengths clear now from the 1. It's the 2. Ballymac Maggie for Sean Gresham with an 8 Maitland lead from the 1. Hogan's Hawk, the odds-on favourite in second. 6 and third, Droopy's Creative. But it's 2 up the straight, dancing away to victory. 2 beats 1.
Racing away. Burrows Eclipse has broken out well and will charge up to the opening bend with a clear lead over the 6 Millridge Tannic in second, the 1 Magical Luna back in third. Then came the 3 Mad for Sterling, who wasn't able to lead. 2 Hopey is next, and 4 Savannah Clouds, the map marker, racing around the third bend. And look at this bold bid here from the 5. Burrows Eclipse is still clear down the far side, still about 6 lengths over the 6 Millridge Tannic, as a couple of big price ones dominate so far. The 1 Magical Luna third, then the 3 Mad for Sterling off the bend in, 5 coming back to them a bit, but still in front Burrows Eclipse, 6 trying hard late on, but it's Burrows Eclipse to make all. They're often racing away. Beloved Brenda has broken out best of all and will lead in the opening moments over the 2 Barrow Sapphire. Another length away to 3 Savannah Bet, Goodwin, and 4 Clona Curly wide. 5 sent out very deep. They're All Right Gordy. 6 All Right Patricia trying to make up some ground on the inside, and that was a decisive move from her. She's up now into third place as they head down the far side again. Beloved Brenda by 2 lengths over the 4 Clona Curly. Then the 6 All Right Patricia, who now looks to get into position as they race around that penultimate bend. Beloved Brenda's still there. Here comes All Right Patricia, though, beginning to uncurl. A good looking run, but forced out a bit wide. It's 1 and 6 to the line. All Right Patricia getting up. All Right Patricia got there, beat Beloved Brenda in a great finish.
Looking forward to watching the Bet365 Hunt Cup final later on this evening. Here is how we line up. Trap 1, Hogan's Hawk, 7-4. 2, Beloved Brenda, 12s. 3, Ballymac Maggie, 5-2. 4, Burrows Eclipse, 16s. 5, All Right Patricia, 5-2. And 6, Millridge Tannic is at 40-1. 3 wide seeds in this. 3 railers for the Bet365 Hunt Cup final. Very quick thought on who's going to win, Joe.
Trap 1, Hogan's Hawk. All Right Patricia needs the gaps to appear. Yeah. To get in the race. She'll want it to slow up in front with the early pace dogs of Beloved Brenda, Ballymac Maggie, Hogan's Hawk. But I'm with Hogan's Hawk. I think we'll be in front. At the third bend, I think we'll hold on from All Right Patricia.
I think All Right Patricia will win. So there you go, because I've loved All Right Patricia for a while, and she showed her speed, of course, in the TV trophy behind Mongee's Wild. So very much looking forward to that final later on. Now we're going to see or hear from Emily, who's caught up with Home Run Hounds.
Welcome to the paddock area here at Perry Bar. But right now we're going to talk retired greyhounds. I've got 4 volunteers from Home Run Hounds who do a lot of great work. First we're going to talk to Michelle. Michelle, so you volunteer for Home Run Hounds. Who is the hound that you have here?
This is Maverick. This is one of my dogs. He's 7 years old and he's lived with me for about 4 years now.
And you love having a retired greyhound?
Oh, yes, definitely, yes. Yeah, they give you so much love. And they're really quirky as well, which is another nice side to their personality.
Lovely, thank you. We're going to move on to Jane, another volunteer from Home Run Hounds. Who is your retired greyhound?
So this is Heath Lawn Darcy. She used to run here about 12 months ago, and she's very excited to be back.
And you like bringing her to the track to try and promote the breed?
Absolutely, get the awareness out there, yes. Once you've got one, you've got to have another.
Next we'll move on to Claire Butler. Who's your hound here?
This is Sporty Popeye, who lives at home with us. We owned him during his racing career, so obviously he was always going to come home. He's just watching the hair go round, so he might start making a bit of noise. Yes, he's going to. So yeah, he lives at home, and we just adore him. 5 years old. They just make the most easy, low maintenance pets. They're just incredible to be around.
And you have a lot of volunteers here tonight, interviewing 4, of course, but there's more as well. So a really good turnout for people wanting to promote the breed.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got over 250 volunteers throughout the now 5 branches. And through their hard work and efforts, we are now up to 61 dogs finding a home since the 1st of January this year through Home Run Hounds. So they really are amazing. We could not do it without them. They're brilliant.
And finally, moving on to Tracy Parbury, who we spoke to last time, has a really, really long history rehoming greyhounds. But again, really nice to see all the dogs here showing how great they are as pets.
Oh, absolutely. This is what it's all about. It's about getting to venues like this and showing that the greyhounds are perfect pets. Penny, who I've got with me, is one of my greyhounds, and she's a pets and therapy dog. So obviously part of what we do at Home Run Hounds is take them into homing centre, into residential centres and different nursing homes to prove that greyhounds have got a fantastic chance at being wonderful pets, but also doing something for the community as well. Popeye also goes into nursing homes. So what we're asking people to do, if you're going to consider a dog, consider a perfect breed, beautiful dog who'll walk as much or as little as you want for a donation of £200. What more could you ask for?
Lovely. Thank you very much, Tracy, and thank you to everyone, especially for promoting how good they are as pets.
Well, once you've had the Greyhound lean, you never go back. We are now going for our next race, which is the Arc Stayers competition. But Darryl, who's going for it?
Well, we're going to have another short one, aren't we? You can see there, Bombay Nutty, Danny, is going to be odds on 8 to 13 for the MWD partnership, and Mark Wallace, of course, Hunt Cup semi-finalist. But let's go from the top, Magical Bertie, for trainer Mark Russell, who's won 6 from 12. Not been back on the card that long, had a month off, so third run back today, having won at Monmore last time, 7 to 1. Billy's Wizard in 2, also had a bit of time off. This greyhound for John Lamb having a second run after a couple of months away. Camp Parachute runs out of 3 for trader Paul Harms. He of course won the Laurels last year with Kiel West Rangers, so let's hope Paul's dog runs well here back at a track on a night he will remember very fondly. Bombay Nutty in 4, and Farney's Willie, well, we showed you the Grand Prix final at the top of the programme from last night. Farney's Willie won that last year, you may recall, for Richard Wales.
So looking forward to the Arc Stayers, trap 6 vacant, and there they are on parade for race number 5 on the card, but our third race this evening. We've got our best turned out as well. Trap 1, Magical Bertie, trainer Mark Russell, paraded by Emily Russell. So well done to Magical Bertie, who's had 6 from 12, 50% strike rate for the Russells. Billy's Wizard in trap 2 is 5 from 8 here at the track and did come back with a bang. Was off from February until April and won and beat Darley Panther last time when finishing well. Trap 3, Camp Parachute for Paul Harms. The only bitch in this field is 2 from 5 over course and distance. Trap 4, the shorty, is Bombay Nutty. It's a Puppy Derby and Hunt Cup semi-finalist for the MWD partnership and Mark Wallace. And Trap 5, Farney's Willie, was the 2024 Grand Prix winner and Steel City Cup 4th. 7 to 2 looks a big price to me about Farney's Willie, Joe.
I think this is a big drop for Bombay Nutty, I must say. Disappointing last week in the Hunt Cup semi-final behind Ballarat Magi that we saw not too long ago. I just thought it was a big drop in class. It was around 4 to 5 earlier, Danny. That looked a decent enough price. You know, a lot shorter now, 8 to 30. Wouldn't want to play at this price. But I think he'll win a big drop in class, and I do think Bombay Nutty will win it. Magical Bertie take him along. As long as he gets a clear run, Bombay Nutty, again, that short run to the corner, just got to get a clear run. If he gets it, he's the fastest dog in the race. I think he'll show it.
OK, so Bombay Nutty is the one for Joe. I'm with Farney's Willie, just as a bit of value, and the fact that I think on the outside with that trap 6 vacant as well, should be able to get his, well, good racing line, avoid a little bit of trouble that we've seen tonight a couple of times. It has been a slight crowding at the opening bend, but fingers crossed, trap 5, Farney's Willie, I hope will be able to get back to winning ways. But we've got a cracking card tonight, Joe.
We have 2 to 5 now, Bombay Nutty.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, the card warms up now, doesn't it? We've got the sprint coming as well, the Magical Blue Bear, Balnakill, Liam and Transfusion.
Thank you.
We've got Ballymat Taylor running later on against Brett and Molly. You know, we've got a good bitches race, Bacon Roll against Southfield Poppy. And then, of course, we've got the final. Danny, we've only got 5 races left. We've done 2. We've got 5 races left. The final will be here before we know it. But 2 to 5, 4 to 5 was available around half hour ago, Bombay Nutty. Now 2 to 5. Wouldn't want to be on at that price. If you're on at 4 to 5, you're sitting pretty. Just wanting to get a clear run.
Yeah, everything's drifting. The money is down for Bombay Nutty in the black jacket. 8 to 13 he opened up. 2 to 5 he is now. So very, very short. He might well be one of the shorter prices of the night here at Perry Bar. We are, of course, going over the 660 metres for this Arc Stayers competition. 350 quid and a trophy.
It is. And what we haven't mentioned, Danny, the Laurels trophy in front of us.
Yeah, when we next come into vision, you'll see it.
Yeah, we've had it in front of us for an hour and a half now. We haven't even mentioned it so far. Beautiful trophy, I must say.
It is gorgeous. Simple, beautiful design. Yeah,
We sound like we should be on bargaining, something like that. Or flog it.
or the late night shopping channel.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. Telly shopping at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You ever watch that? It's wonderful.
I haven't, no. I've had to be telly on that time and thought, what am I doing? I switched it back off.
Well, my parents used to watch it all the
buy,
time.
don't you?
No, I didn't, but my parents have.
Off
My parents definitely have.
My jacket has come at 3 o'clock in the morning last night from telly shopping.
Actually,
Channel 4.
It was bought at 2:30 this afternoon. Right, we are off now for the Arc. Stayers, Daryl, put an end to this madness.
Just listening to you two, it's so entertaining. Right, they're about to go, and I can't believe 2 to 5 is the price on offer for Bombay Nutty. But as Joe says, you could have locked in 4 to 5 a bit earlier on. And second fastest time of the year, actually, behind Droopers Flotilla, which you'll remember because that was on Judgment Night when we were here 3 weeks ago. I was trying to work out who might be second. I would kind of steer towards Camp Parachute, who runs this track really well for Paul Harms. But the market siding with Trap 5 Farney's Willie to get a lovely run round the outside. Did actually run in the first round of the Ledger in 2023, so has had a bit of experience round here. It's just as long as he can remember. It was a long time ago. Here's the bunny then on the spin. It is the Arena Racing Company Stayers. We are going 660. I can see the hair is almost at the boxes. Here it comes. Racing away they go. Bombay Nutty broke just ahead. Camp Parachute can't hold its pitch. It's relegated as second. Already the crowd are getting excited. The favourite has gone on by 3 lengths now. 5 Farney's Willie couldn't get round. Is now showing in about 3rd or 4th position with Magical Bert in at the rear. Billy's Wizard. The Jolly's on the way down the back. And Bombay Nutty leads by about 5 down the far side. The odds-on favourite is well clear. Camp Parachute in second. Then Farney's Willie in third. Back to Magical Bertie and Billy's Wizard. But on a roll, Bombay Nutty heading towards home here. This Hunt Cup semi-finalist missed out at Oxford, but is getting a little bit of compensation here down Perry Bar Way. Bombay Nutty was too sharp for these. Clears away. Second was close. Farney's Willie coming late to challenge Camp Parachute.
Trap 4, Bombay Nutty once he hit the first bend in front, you said to me, race over.
Yeah, race over. Just fiddled his way around the second bend and moved off slightly, but yeah, this is a fast greyhound. It's just trying to get him to put it all together, you know. And again, Danny, he's always in with the best, which is difficult, and he kind of goes under the radar a bit, but he's got a lot of speed, and once he's broke here, he's trapped well. Camp Parachute's come away, to be fair, but once he's just chopped that bend, he's drove that bend. You just see him here, though, just fiddles it slightly and just moves off a little bit from a true line and then straightens up. But yeah, there was whistles in the restaurant, there was all sorts going on up here, but a great performance from Bombay Nutty. He's done it really well. The time will be interesting to see what he's done now. 39.65 behind Droopers Flotilla on Judgment Night. I'm saying he's gone quicker, Danny.
Ooh, big words, Joe.
Has
big
to have.
words. Yeah, I think he has, Bombay Nutty. And he's one of those dogs, you know, he's had 14 races now in the front two from 24 starts, which is quite remarkable. But I think that slight unbalance at the bends is probably what puts paid to his big race wins.
Yeah, potentially. He's still young. You know, he's only a Feb 23, so he's got a big, bright future ahead of him. Again, there'll be bigger things now. Probably going for the Golden Jacket, I would imagine, at Monmore.
Yes.
It starts on the 3rd of May, so a good competition there. Of course, you've Monge's Wild is running there tonight, so we'll see how he gets on later on. But yeah, you see here, just swings off, but he hasn't seen another rival, done. He's seen a rival for 20 yards into the first bend, and from there, that was it. He weren't going to see another one. Farney's Willie's ran a big race and finished second.
Well, yeah, and you looked at 3 and 5, Camp Parachute and Farney's Willie, and they were both leaning on each other around the first bend. You know, they were trying to muddle their way through, and they have paid to each other's chances, really, to really put it up to Bombay Nutty, who's just managed to clear them.
Yeah, and he's got, you know, I've seen him run the toast of this dog over 500 metres and staying on really well. And
I know you've liked this dog for a while.
Clocking big times. He's got a lot of speed again, and like we said, he's just putting it all together. He's put it all together there, and look, we'll wait for the time. It's got to be a good time, you know, as you said, Danny, 5 and 3, 39.87. So he has gone slower than in the Judgment Night. So we'll have to see how the track is, because that's a surprise.
Yeah.
So it really is.
To the eye, it looked quick.
It did, very quick. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the track's running. You know, 28.85, the last race, there was a little bit of trouble in there. Kind of suggests that's why. He's got a clear run there, so no excuses, but he'll take the win.
Daryl, full result, please.
Yeah, it's interesting the time, isn't it? Thank you, Danny. Look, when he got beaten behind Drupper's Flotilla, he did 39.79 with the going -15. So it might be -15, it might be -20. As Joe says, it was a clear run. But the important thing is if you back Bombay Nutty, you had nothing to worry about at all. That was a dream watch, wasn't it, for Bombay Nutty supporters? The 1-2 favourite. Well done to Emily, who made that her best bet, of course. Farley's Willie does get up for second at 4-1, and Camp Parachute crosses the line back in third. First winner of 4 runners for Mark Wallace tonight. He might be adding to that tally before the night is done. Now, if you are wagering with Bet365, indeed all the bookmakers tonight, of course, there are tools to help you stay in control and make sure you do play safe. So do check with Bet365 and indeed whichever bookmaker you're wagering with tonight to make sure you are across those.
Now there he is, Bombay Nutty on the winner's podium for the 8th time in his career from 24 starts. He is a winner at Perry Bark Greyhound Stadium this evening.
Who's that ownership? We haven't seen that name before, have we? MWD?
No, it must be new people on the block. No. Of course, the MWD partnership and Mark Wallace, they won Owner of the Year last year, 2024, at the GBGBs, and, of course, Trainer of the Year for the 15th time was Mark Wallace. Let's go to Emily.
Thank you, Danny. Yes, very, very happy with this one. Bombay Nutty, winner of the Stayers. We're going to have a quick word with Mike Davis, of course, from the MWD partnership. That was a very, very impressive win and deserved after running so well on Judgment Night, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. He's popped out of the boxes tonight, so yeah, we're delighted with that. He's shown what he can do, and it's a good time as well, so happy with that.
It's been a really, really good few weeks for the kennels, good few months, and it's another big weekend. Started off very well last night with New Destiny in the Grand Prix. Very happy to see her win her 4th Category 1.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think there's more in her, so hopefully she can go on and on and on. But 4 Cat 1s really shows how good a bitch she is. So really, really delighted with her.
And then moving on tonight, we've got Armour Dotty in the Laurels final. He's a big price, but what do you make of his chances?
Armour Dotty. Armour Dotty.
You say it better than me.
Dotty, that's a David in the Gaelic. He's got to do everything right. He's got to absolutely smash the boxes, and if he does that, I don't think he's got a great chance. If he's breaking anything like last week, he's going to be there or thereabouts at the finish. So yeah, we're hopeful.
And he ran so well last week behind Churchill Sid. Had a chance and just sort of made a mistake behind him. But if he runs like that again, then he should have every chance.
Yeah, have every chance. As long as he makes the break. That's all in the break today. So we've got Drew Sago, great bitch, and we've got Churchill Sid, and of course the Sydney, Ums of Sydney. So let's see what they can do early. It's all going to be down to the break.
Definitely. And then quickly moving on to another big day tomorrow at Toaster, we have a very, very classy juvenile where we have Prophet Heiress in trap 4. How do you see that race going? I think it's pretty impossible to predict.
What a race. Anybody can get down to Toaster tomorrow, get down there, go and witness a fantastic pre-derby action. We've got Harry and Gary facing off in a bit of a head-to-head beforehand, and then the races, the Maiden Derby and the Juvenile. I think Bocco's Diamond's got a favourite chance there, so yeah, we've got all to beat the Irish.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Mike. Well done, and best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we've got a belting weekend of action, of course, in the Greyhound racing world. It started at Sunderland last night. It ends at Toaster tomorrow afternoon. Now we're going to go back in time, though, and we're going back to arguably the best decade. It's the 90s.
They go for the Ike Morris Laurels in trap 2. Balligari gets an absolute flyer. Could be a revenge's sweet here. Right move in second. Oh, his little brothers clipped the rails there down the far side. There's been no love lost between these two little brothers before. Balligari leads from right move in second. A break back to racing in third. That's Clifton Airport as they go around the second last bend. No catching Balligari, who's stolen the race with a terrific burst of speed up towards the first bend. It's Balligari who leads home little brother right move for a saddle 1-2 in the Laurels. The Laurels racing up towards the first bend, and trap 4 slip away JD already out in front. It's Glengar Chipper in second in 1. Tom's Lodge comes together with that one, and after these comes 6 Farmer Patrick down the far side, and it's now 4 slip away JD being harassed by 6 Farmer Patrick in second. A gap back to 2 Tom's Lodge running on into third to go round his second last bend, but slip away JD who slipped the field at the first bend still with his handy 2-length lead. Racing into second comes Tom's Lodge. It could be slip away JD who wins the Laurels. Tom's Lodge back in second, and back in third week English Farmer Patrick.
It's great to look back in time over the years when we were at Wimbledon, of course, for the 1992 and 93 Laurels finals. Right now, though, we're going to head over to Hobbsy and see who he's caught up with this time.
Welcome back to the restaurant here at Perry Bar, and of course all the connections royally entertained, and I'm with Team Churchfield Sid, fantastic greyhound, of course, trained by Richard Rees and owned by the Evans family, Billy and his dad Steve, Darryl Bear as well. And we've also got Rudy Joyce, Darryl's grandson, with us. Billy, this is a sensational story, this dog anyway, and he might just have one more chapter to write tonight.
Hopefully, yeah. One more big race so far, yeah. So, yeah, hopefully he wins, mate. Hopefully, it'd be nice for him to win it.
And he's coming to this competition, you know, pretty lightly raced, but running really well. Just about getting home. He's getting stronger each time, though.
He picked up a little niggle and he went to Monmore. He went out to the Winter Derby. He had a rough run in there, but then he won at Monmore on the final night. He's 4 out of 4. He's running well. I mean, this ain't really his track because the run up to the bend ain't too good. It's a shorter run up, but a longer straight. But yeah, no, look, you can't ask for no more from the dog. You know what I mean?
Steve, going to get a word with you. I mean, he owes you nothing, doesn't he, really? Amazing.
He owes me nothing. He's a dog. Look, I'm 72 years old, and to me, the Laurels is one competition I've always wanted to win, because when he's at Wimbledon, it was a classic. So to be here is fantastic in the final of the Laurels, yeah. He's a great dog. He's a dog of a lifetime.
He's a dog of a lifetime. And Rudy, you've got a great story, because Darryl Bear's grandson, you were knee-high when Drippy's Roddick was running, Barnfield on Air was running, and you're always there, always in the picture.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed to be around them sort of dogs, to be honest, and he's up there. You can't overlook Churchill Sid. He's been a superstar for everyone sitting here, you know, on the table, and he's a fan's favourite. What else can you want from a dog, you know? He pleases everyone, us, the kennel, and he's just done nothing wrong. No one can fault him.
Talking to your granddad, you know, he says that if someone said you'd have a dog as good as Droopy's Roddick, he'd still just about choose Roddick. He said, but I tell you, Churchill Sid is right behind him.
Yeah, and he is. And out of them three, if I'm being honest with you, I'll tell you the one he'd pick, Barnfield on Air, every time. But he puts the likes of Churchill Sid right next to him, and it tells you what he thinks of the dog. So, you know, it's just brilliant.
Happy with the draw, of course, Bill?
Yeah, that's it. He'll always get trap 6. So, yeah, no, it's a great draw. Hopefully the lid's open and he's out and gone, and the pack are behind him. And, yeah, so... Look,
no talk of retirement.
Oh, you'll have to talk to the boss and Darryl. Yeah. You'll have to talk to me dad and Darryl. So look, look. At the end of the day,
I said you don't ask that question.
At the end of the day, look,
I never listened.
They all come to an end at some point. It'd be sad when he does come to an end, because whenever you go with Sid and he's in the boxes, you know you're going there to win. And he's as they said, he's a dog once in a lifetime. So.
Good luck, guys. Good luck to Churchill Sid. Absolutely. Good luck to the other runners. Says Steve. Thank you.
Now we've got the dash coming up next, sponsored by ARC, of course. Darryl, who's racing?
Extra 6 then, Danny, headed by Oakfield, Murdy, Chris Gilbert's charge. Semi-finals in the National Sprint back in December. Transfusion, I know Danny's very sweet on a nap selection. My MB, if you're asking, you weren't, but I'm telling you anyway. Simon Deakin's charge has won the last 4 she's contested over course and distance. And of course, that Nottingham run in the 2:55 the other day. Charlie's Choice in 3 for Kate Harrison was with Kate O'Flaherty at Romford up until the autumn. TMG Foxy runs for Rose Draper. Good to see Rose with runners on the card this evening, of course, particularly bearing in mind how well Barry Draper used to do in the Laurels going back in time. Magical Blue Bear for Mark Russell was the sprinter of the year. Hobbs' Nap at 7-4, and Ballinacil Liam is 7-4. Joint favourite now for Mark Wallace in the 6th, the May youngster who was a finalist in the Puppy Derby at Monmore. Now, we're about to get busy, aren't we? Because those pictures are Oxford, of course, and we're minutes away from the Bet365 Hunt Cup final. We are hoping we can do a bit of jiggery pokery here, a bit of magic, and Oxford's 8:26 will go to time, and then we can go live for our very own 8:28. That's the plan. There's the lineup for the Hunt Cup. Haven't seen a betting show, current betting show, but earlier in the day, Hogan's Hawk was about 7-4. Magi around 5-2 was being backed actually. 5-2 or thereabouts, all right, Patricia. And if you're looking elsewhere, beloved Brenda around 14s, Burrows Eclipse seen a bit of 10s and 12s, and Millridge Tannick 50-1 outsider for the Hunt Cup, which is not far away.
Looking forward to the Hunt Cup final coming up here at Oxford, sponsored by Bet365, which also sponsors the Gone to the Dogs live show this evening. But I fancy All Right Patricia. I think she's going to let everybody else kind of battle it out for the lead, and she'll just slip through in the closing stages and boom, on the line.
I don't think anyone would begrudge All Right Patricia winning this. It's refreshing, Danny, seeing different names in the final. Jason Heath with 2 runners, Seamus. We all know how good Seamus and Teresa are, of course. Nice to see him with another big race finalist. David Lewis, local trainer, based 3 or 4 miles from Paul. So he would have been gutted when Paul closed, but Oxford have given him another chance.
Yeah.
And his dogs take to the track really well. Sean Gresham, their first Category 1 finalist in this, and Chris Faraday with Trap 6. Millridge Tannick, of course, a St Ledger finalist in the past. Brilliant race, interesting. A lot of early pace in there in Trap 1, Hogan's Hall, Beloved Brenda, Ballymount Magic, Burrows Eclipse goes to Benwell. That could suit All Right Patricia, as long as she doesn't hit a brick wall in front of her. When they get to that 5th bend, just say where she's going to be behind. She's going to be staying on better than anything in the race. I'm going to be with Hogan's Hawk on the inside, I think, and scoot clear from the 2nd bend onwards, get to the 3rd bend in front. I think that'll be enough. So, yeah, 1 for me, Hogan's Hawk, but good luck to all 6 in the final.
Indeed, good luck to all 6 in the Bet365 Hunt Cup final, our first of the 2 Cat 1s that we're going to see this evening on Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK and sponsored by Bet365. Daryl, who did you fancy for this one?
I actually like Ballymac Maggi here, but I think the story is that Ballymac Maggi is owned and trained by Sean Gresham. Hogan's Hawk is owned by Al Fash. Normally these 2 guys, they have dogs together. Today, they take each other on, so may the best Greyhound win, of course. Around 7 to 4 still. Hogan's Hawk in the red for Seamus Cahill. The hare is approaching 6.50 for the Bet365 Hunt Cup. And away we go. And 3 Ballymac Maggi has rather missed it. And Hogan's Hawk goes on as they take the first corner from Beloved Brenda. A turn within a length and a half in second. Just trying to angle out and get a run. 4 round the outside. Burrows Eclipse got a smoother run into the 2nd turn. Then Millridge Tannick followed by the orange of All Right Patricia. And Ballymac Maggi trying to catch up at the rear. And they're on the last circuit. And it's Hogan's Hawk who leads by about 2. Hogan's Hawk down the far side from Burrow Eclipse in 2nd. Then comes Beloved Brenda, watching for the stairs, trying to pick up Millridge Tannick, and then All Right Patricia. But Hogan's Hawk has gone for home, leads by 3. All Right Patricia and the orange is making headway, but probably too late in the day. Hogan's Hawk down the straight. Alfash and Seamus Carmichael will take it from 5 in 2nd. All Right Patricia. I think Millridge Tannick has probably just got up for 3rd.
Well, we'll bring you the full results and the replay shortly of the Bet365 Hunt Cup, but we've got to come back to Perry Barr because we've got the Arc Dash coming your way. Again, £350 and a trophy to the winner. They are over on the far side. It's great to see Rose Draper heading out and about. I know her dad was quite successful here at Perry Barr with the Laurels. He's won 3 in the past, so I know she's got big ambitions, Rose. We've known her for years, and she's got TMG Foxy in here. My Naps Transfusion, though. I saw this bitch last week at Nottingham. She absolutely came out under the bars from box 4. She went 2 spots off the clock last week. It was very, very impressive, and I think as long as she gets out today, she's slightly closer to the rail. I thought she had a decent chance.
That was over that short run to the bend, wasn't it? The 680. If something she's trappy. I think she'll lead early. If someone gets a run at her, I think they'll catch her. Best turn out is Trap 4, TMJ Foxy. So congratulations to Rose Draper with Trap 4. I'm going to be a 5 Magical Blue Bear. Come back to his best last time out, 1775 at Nottingham. I'm a big fan of Ballinakil Liam. Still very lightly raced. Hasn't won a race yet. In between trips at the minute. Doesn't quite stay 4 bends. Is a bit too strong for 2 bends. But I'm with Magical Blue Bear. I think he come back to his best last week and can show that again today.
Well, they are loading over at Perry Barr for the Arc Dash. It's a short one, this one, Daryl.
Thank goodness for that. I've just caught a 6.50 race at Oxford, Danny. But here we go with a sprint then. And Magical Blueberry, of course, sprint of the year at even money, being well back. Ballinakil Liam at 7 to 4. Hare is on the approach. Transfusion 7 to 2 in the blue. The bunny approaching. The Arc Dash over the 275. The scurry trip, of course. Here's the bunny. And they race. And a great start. Transfusion has gone on by a couple from Ballinakil Liam. 6 on the outside, giving chase and picking up now as they go towards home. 2's come back to the field. Ballinakil Liam moves on by a couple of lengths. Magical Blueberry is staying on. 5 on the outside. Ballinakil Liam. It's another one for Mark Wallace. Takes it. 5 Magical Blueberry and Transfusion, who broke on top, couldn't stay there, in third.
Trap 6, Ballinacil Liam has finally got off the mark for the MWD partnership, and Mark Wallace, that is 2 winners for them this evening, has beaten them fair and square.
You got a little bit excited there for about 10 yards, didn't you, with Transfusion, because
the pace on that dog.
She is absolutely flew out of the boxes, but that's what she does. She isn't quite the level of a Ballinacil Liam, Magical Blueberry, etc. You see 3 there with the with there for Kate Harrison. That is Charlie's choice, but yeah. Nice to see him get off the mark. He reached the Puppy Derby final at Monmore, Ballinacil Liam. I was on at 100 to 1. I was good till I couldn't get the first 4 at 25. But even there, he's 3 lengths behind into the bend, but he's drove the bend really well. Yeah, I must say, and he's managed to lead Magical Blueberry. That was key. Transfusion, then she's run her race for up into the first bend. She's plugged on well in the end. I think she finished 3rd in the end. But yeah, a fantastic performance for Ballinacil Liam. Quick fire double for Team Wallace, MWD partnership. We'll hear from Mike again shortly. But here, you see how she's come out of the boxes there, Transfusion.
Unbelievable.
I mean, she absolutely flew out. She's 3 lengths clear early. This is a fast dog, Ballinacil Liam. He's one to keep on the right side of. He's going to have a big, bright future, I'm sure of it. 15.86 is a flying run from him. So yeah, that's a brilliant, brilliant run. And a good performance from Magical Blueberry in second. He was just in with a real top performer there.
He was, and he had the historically the fastest time as well, Ballinacil Liam, from a trial. He's made 10 spots off that. So he's been absolutely sensational there. Trap 6, Ballinacil Liam. There is Charlie's choice. Wandering back. He got the hair, despite not winning. but you can see how much they love to chase. You know, that's the goal. The chase in the hair. Once they get it, you saw his little tail. It was absolutely going 10 to the dozen. And they just love this. You know, they love what they do.
They do. We've seen the retired dogs in the paddock earlier, didn't we, when they heard the hair going, and you know they absolutely love it. So yeah, look, fair play, Charlie's choice. But that was all about Ballinacil Liam, Darryl.
That was a belting run, wasn't it? And I tell you what, it's the fastest time of the year, 15.86, and we think the track is a little bit slow, don't we, on earlier times? So maybe, you know, you can knock a little bit off that. But best of the year, 15.86, 2 to 1, quick double for Mark Wallace and MWD partnership. Magical Blueberry in second at 6 to 5. And when those boxes opened, Danny, those was on Transfusion, we thought we had it, didn't we?
Absolutely belting rates.
Bet365, sorry, that was my fault. Bet Boost available on every UK and Irish race, available on all Greyhound racing with our programme sponsor this evening, Bet365.
I preferred Darryl when he was here and we could prod him when he was getting them wrong. He was this side. We've moved Darryl now to further away. And when he was here next to us last time, we could prod him when something was going wrong. But yeah, come on, Darryl.
It's called live TV, everybody. Right, they are at the winners' podium, or they will be shortly, with Ballinacil Liam and the MWD partnership with Mark Wallace. He's a son of Coulivanny Hoffer, this lad, out of Cunningar Spice, May 23, and has had 3 seconds up to today, and finally gets his first win on his 8th career start. So superb to see Ballinacil Liam on the winners' podium for the first time.
Yeah, look at that as well, Danny. Headford Dane in the Puppy Derby, second in the semis, behind Headford Dane in the final. Good trial here, B, Coppice Ronnie. Behind Fire and Ice on Judgment Night here. You know, it's only beat a neck in the end. So this dog can run. He can really run. Again, nice to see him put it all together there tonight.
It really was good to see him put it all together, because you just have to have a bit of patience with these dogs sometimes and try and find the right trip, try and find the right race, just to get that confidence as well, because now his confidence is boosted. He's got his head in front. There's got to be a lot more to come, I think, from this lad.
Yeah, it was probably harsh to say that he weren't... we know he weren't quite staying the 4 bends, but he wasn't coming away.
Yeah.
You know, and when he comes away, he's going to be a different dog, because he's going to be in front a lot earlier, isn't he? But we'll hear from a delighted Kennelland in Emily Wallace, MWD again. Emily, Connections must be thrilled.
Thank you, Joe. Definitely thrilled. So nice to see the dog get his head in front after 7 starts. We're going to have a quick word with Mike and then we'll come to Daniel. But again, the same as Nutty, really. After running so well on Judgment Night, that was a really deserved win round here.
He's come out 2 behind and he's come to the bend 2 in front. So, yeah, delighted with him. He's got all the early pace. If he manages to trap, he's got awesome early. We love him.
It's been a little bit frustrating so far, so just relieved to see him get his head in front because he deserves that.
Yeah, you can say he's a little bit nervy. It's a little nervy type of dog, and just to settle him in, and he's been frustrating a little bit. But if I say that he's absolutely hyper. You know, he's a jumpy dog. So you've got to really look after him, and it seems like he's coming right, especially tonight. We're delighted with him.
Definitely, he's his own little character for sure. We'll get a quick word with Daniel as well. Daniel, nice to see Liam finally get his head in front.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he looked like being a real nice dog. He ran very well at Monmore in the Puppy Derby, and then he ran a great race here, Judgment Night, for us, come second, and then didn't really take to Oxford. He had a couple of races there, but he seems to really like it here, and he's not trapped so well there, but he looks like he's run a fantastic bend to get in front, and yeah, we're delighted with him. He's a nice young dog.
15.86 as well on a track that could be slightly slow. The fastest time of the year so far, so the speed is definitely there.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like I say, he ran a very well Judgment Night in a real hot race, and he seems to really like it here. He's definitely shown his best form probably around here so far, and yeah, that's a real top class time really. So yeah, hopefully he's a nice young dog, and he still could improve. So.
I got Mike's opinion earlier, but just really quickly, what are your chances? What are your take on Armadotti's chances later?
It's a very hard race. He's got to smash out and lead really, and you know, it's a very hot final. If he leads, he's definitely in with a chance. You know, he's been improving the last few weeks. He seems to like it here, so yeah, got a break, got a leader, I think. So if he does, then he's got every chance.
Perfect. Thank you, Daniel. Van der Kill Liam, a very nice winner of the sprint race tonight.
He certainly was a cracking winner of the sprint, but we were staying just before that in the Bet365 Hunt Cup, and it was a cracker.
It was. She just couldn't quite get the gaps all right, Patricia, could she, to close the gap in time? But that's a blessing, Danny, with being out in front three. I feel for Ballymount Magic. She has absolutely walked out the boxes. That's allowed Hogan's Hall to show that pace. But we've put her under pressure. Beloved Brenda and Burrows Eclipse, they've put her under pressure. They've tried to. She's managed to see him off into the first and second bend. They've tried again here at the third bend. She's just in front again. And then you look at all you're doing now. I put Hogan's Hall Cup, so I'm not following any of the dog, bar all right, Patricia.
Yeah.
Because she's the only one that can catch her if she gets daylight. She hasn't quite got it. She's managed to get past here. But going into this fifth bend now, you just see, just comes together slightly here with four. Coming around the final bend, she goes to go inside. She switches outside. She's took her time getting past four Burrows Eclipse. That allowed Hogan's Hall to get loose. So massive congratulations to Team Cahill and Connections of Hogan's Hall. A brilliant winner. Only new to the trip in the recent weeks.
Yeah.
So she's took to the trip really well. Great performance from Hogan's Hawk.
Superb for Hogan's Hawk to beat All Right Patricia. Millridge Tannick was third, 15 to 8, 11 to 4, 25s. Win time 39.44.
Yeah, good time. She's getting better and better. So, yeah, credit to Connections. A really nice run from her.
Superb that we can show that as well. So our thanks to SIS for letting us use the pictures so that we could enjoy two Category 1 finals tonight.
Definitely. People watching at home, they want to, decide what they want to watch, and we've managed to give them two cracking races in 2 minutes over different trips. We'll go back to four bends now for Darryl. Give him a little breather from them six bend races.
Now we're going to go back in time, back down memory lane, this time to some Laurels at Bellevue.
Swing on traps in action, and away we go, and running up towards the first bend. And best away here is two on the inside. Fear No One, that's going to lead round early. Lingbo Jack's in the pack, chasing hard. A little bit of crowding and pumping going on. Block Boss was almost brought to his knees, heading down the far side. Fear No One, Lingbo Jack now goes on. Lingbo Jack far ahead from Fear No One. Coming again is Block Boss. That's a big danger to everything as they come round the final bend. Lingbo Jack the leader from Block Boss. Half these go three, Paramount Bullet. It's a 1-2 for Charlie Lift, and Block Boss getting on top. Block Boss going away to win from Trap 5, Nick Bojack in second place. Away they go, racing up towards the first bend. Eden Star cracks out in front and shows pace up from 5 Whiteboard Mac. In second place they go round the bend, and Eden Star travels well, takes the second bend with a 2.5 length lead of a 4. Longwood Fantasy in second. After these comes one. Tudor Prince as a head down the far side. It's been some night for Barry Draper, and Eden Star's going to top it off beautifully here, surely, with a 2.5 length lead of a 4. Longwood Fantasy coming towards home. Eden Star with a length and a half lead, down to a length. Eden Star wins the Bet There Laurels final.
Absolutely loved Bellevue. Of course, that used to be my local track before it shut a few years ago. Now we're going to go back in time, but only a week ago. We are heading to Toaster, of course, tomorrow. Well, we're not, but Harry and Gary are, and we're going to go back to see the semi-finals of the Maiden Derby.
Trap 3, the favourite, and away we go. And 3 breaks smartly and followed in there by 5, 1, 2, 6 and 4. But it's 3 leading them out. Burrows Charm. 2 lengths clear now from Indian Bonnie, who moves into second ahead of the 6, Tivoli Milo. Then we got 2, 1 and 4, but it's the 3, Burrows Charm, trained by the Hove trainer, Jason Heath. Or he's living in Hove, I should say. 2 or 3 lengths clear from 5, 6, 1, 4 and 2, and a 3 up the straight, beating 5, 6, 1 back in third. Often Racing. 1 shows the early pace here. Tomahawk from 3. Ballybow Nuts, who's chasing it into that first bend. And we got 2 in behind Optic Pharaoh. 5 now on the move out wide. That's Hello Diego, the favourite. It's got a bit of work to do, but is making headway. It's 1 from 3 now, who hits the front. 3 with 5 now coming home well on its wide outside. It's Ballybow Nuts and the 5, Hello Diego, the hot favourite, who's getting into top gear and striding away to win it. 5 beats 3, 2 and 4 tied for third. Often Racing. 2, S.J. Oakley breaks smartly from 1, Val Tashadelic for Graham Holland. 3 in behind, then Lenny's Desire, but there's trouble, and it's 1 now who goes on. Val Tashadelic. 1 opens up a 5-length lead from 5, 2, 3, 4 and 6, and it's 1, Val Tashadelic. Graham Holland, the Irish trainer, looking for his 3rd winner of the afternoon, and it's powering into the straight here to win the semi-final of the Beck Goodwin JR Racing Maiden Derby.
We've got the Maiden Derby final, of course, tomorrow at Toaster, and Lenny's Desire in 1, 11 to 10. Ballybow Nuts in 2, 16 to 1. 3 Burrows Charm, 5 to 2. 4 Val Tashadelic at 6 to 1. 5 Hello Diego, 9 to 2. And Indian Bonnie in 6 at 20 to 1. And I'm all over Lenny's Desire. How he qualified last week, I will never know, Joe.
Yeah, we'll see a different dog in Trap 1 as well. The race could completely open up for him. Val Tashadelic, Burrows Charm, all going to the bend, while Indian Bonnie could be the flying the ointment out wide and lead them early on. That could allow Lenny's Desire to get a good run into the race. I'm with you, Danny. I'm with Lenny's Desire.
Okay, we agree. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Right, bitches in action now for race 7 on the card here at Perry Bar. And there is Trap 1, Kill Benane Pet. She's had 3 goes in open class and she's yet to score. But could tonight be the night on the inside? She is a bang railer and she finished well last time to win an A1 here at the track. Trap 2 is Good Martini, who is a May 23 puppy, daughter of Ballyhimmick in Jet and out of Charming Pet. She has actually shown versatility in her win style, and it's only early days for her. She's had 5 runs so far, 3 wins, and yet, looking to bounce back after finishing 4th at Nottingham last time. Southfield Poppy in 3. The Produce Stakes winner reached the semis of the Laurels as well last week. She could beat the Class Act at 8 to 13. The market speaks volumes for the Kevin Hutton runner. Trap 4, Fabulous Aria. She was a Romford Puppy Cup semi-finalist. She's not quite reached those heights as a big girl, but she's in fabulous hands with Patrick Janssens and Dave Firminger. And then we get the next best for Joe. Trap 5, Bacon Roll. Since our first show at Yarmouth, this girl has been on a roll.
She has, and well done to Kevin Hutton, Southfield Poppy, best turned out. Mark Studer, known as Jock to most people in the greyhound world, will be collecting £50 courtesy of ARC, so thank you to them. So well done to Southfield Poppy. But yeah, next best, Bacon Roll, and like you say, Danny, pardon the pun, she has been on a roll. Since, especially at Romford, she won on our second night at a big price. She was around 33 to 1 on the second night at Romford. And that,
wasn't it?
That brought her into life again. You know, she went through a spell early on in her career where she was flying. She then just lost her way, started getting beaten A3s, A2s, etc. I'm surprised how well she's staying this trip. But she's got a good draw here. Fabulous Aria in 4 will be moving in. Trialled really well. 27.92 trial last time out. Just maybe upset Southfield Poppy enough to give Bacon Roll a run. Now, I wouldn't want to be on at 15 to 8. She was 11 to 4, 5 to 2 earlier.
Okay.
That's more of a reasonable price for her, because this is a good race. You know, I think 1 and 2 have got it all to do. Kilbone and Pet and Good Martini. But you wouldn't be surprised to see 3, 4 or 5 win this. But next best, Bacon Roll. Good draw in 5. I think she can win.
And the money is down for Bacon Roll, who I know that you fancy as well, Darryl.
And of course, you'll also know, Danny, that my son Ashley has also put Bacon Roll up as a selection. I got in first, though, let me just say. I don't know whether it's a case of great minds or ultimately stupid boys. We will find out in a moment. But yeah, 15 to 8, 11 to 4 was very nice earlier for Bacon Roll. Southfield Poppy does like this track, though. Laurels semi-finalist ran well in the Oaks last year as well for Kevin Hutton and Mark Gilbert, and is going to go off as a warm order, of course, in Trap 3. So they're about to approach. It's the Arena Racing Company ladies race here, the 8:44. 6 will stay vacant. All the winners tonight have been 4s, 5s and 6s. Just saying. Here comes the bunny. 480 metres, favoured in 3. Southfield Poppy. They race away. Southfield Poppy got away well. Bacon Roll is going to try and get after as they go to the corner. Then Fabulous Aria will turn 2 lengths in third. A gap back to Good Martini. And then Kilburn Aim Pet. And in front, Southfield Poppy has got them on the stretch here. Bacon Roll's now under immense pressure and is about 3 lengths down. Or trying to make a go of it. In behind those 4, Fabulous Aria. They're off the turn. Southfield Poppy. Bacon Roll round the outside. It's hurtling home. Southfield Poppy finds reserves. Southfield Poppy turned away Bacon Roll, and Fabulous Aria was back in third.
Well, Trap 3, Southfield Poppy, she was really gutsy, to be fair, because Bacon Roll wasn't going to go down without a fight. However, there's a massive 8-kilo difference between Southfield Poppy and Bacon Roll. You would be forgiven for thinking Southfield Poppy was actually a dog.
You would do, yeah. Cracking race, Danny, I must say. You know, 2 brilliant bitches going at it. You'll be gutted, Bacon Roll. You wanted Fabulous Aria to come out and just maybe cause Southfield Poppy some issues early on. She's walked out of the boxes. Yeah. That's allowed Southfield Poppy to get loose. But a brilliant buckle. And we always say about the middle traps here, I know 4's walked out there, but 3 again, down the middle of the track, come away well. It's a good box to be in here if you've got early pace. And yeah, Southfield Poppy has popped out. She's run an absolute burster in defeat, Bacon Roll. She really has. Never felt like she was going to get to her.
No.
She does a lot of running for 460 metres. You know, and here you're probably thinking the rules went up for Bacon Roll here.
We did as well.
She's very gutsy, Southfield Poppy. You know, she's got good form there beyond Churchfield Sid. I'm to Sydney. She beat Fabulous Sonique. She's won in the end of length, hasn't she? It's comfortable, but she's run a burster in defeat. And look how well Fabulous Aria's run after walking out.
But you also look at the stride difference between the pair. You know, Southfield Poppy's doing 1 stride to...
It's like that marathon, me and you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the marathon that we'll never, ever run.
Yeah, unless it's a Snickers and we're going to eat that. But we don't like nuts. We've told people that.
I like nuts. Anyway, oh dear. Trap 3, Southfield Poppy has won for Mr. Gilbert and Kevin Hutton, of course. She was the Produce Stakes winner. She reached the semis of the Laurels last week. We know she runs it well here, and she's done it again.
She has. And what did she get to? About half a length at the last bend, and then you're thinking maybe, yeah, look, just missed the break fall. Maybe just switched off slightly from the boxes. A 3:39 in a trial. She hasn't managed to repeat that. If she would have done that, she probably would have won the race, Danny, because she's, you know, she hasn't been beat far in the end. She's run a big race, Fabulous Aria, but a cracking buckle between the two of them. I must say, Southfield Poppy, 28:10 the winning time. A good run from Southfield Poppy, and Jock Mark there will be delighted. Kelly will be pleased with our Fabulous Aria's run there. Kelly Batewell with Trap 4, but a great performance from Southfield Poppy. So consistent, so consistent. You know, produce winner, semis of this competition. She knows how to win big races, and she's done it again, Darryl. A good performance from her.
It was a great effort. Look, we take nothing away from Southfield Poppy. Bacon Roll gave it absolutely everything, but just couldn't quite get to the leader, who got that all-important first run and controlled the pace. Southfield Poppy, a winner for Kevin Hutton, of course, on Judgment Night, and a winner on Laurel's final night at 8-13, 28:10 on the clock. Bacon Roll second at 2-1, and Trap 4 Fabulous Aria was the third dog home. Now, Bet365, of course, are our programme sponsor this evening. And if you are a new customer to Bet365, you can take advantage of £30 in free bets. All you have to do is bet £10 on any race at Perry Bar.
Our thanks to Bet365 for sponsoring the show this evening. Brought to you, Gone to the Dogs Live by Greyhound Racing UK. And, of course, to ARC as well, who are sponsoring the races throughout the evening, but also the Best Turned Out, which gives £50 to the kennel hand or the leader of the parader of the dog who wins it.
Leader? Is it Peter Pan?
Hello, the leader. Right, we've got Southfield Poppy about to head on to the winner's podium. And would you Adam and Eve it, Joe? We've only got 2 races left on the show.
I know, please don't ever do that again, though. Follow the lead. Follow the lead.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know what to say now. Yeah, Southfield Poppy, but it's a brilliant performance. How fast has this gone? With 5 races in.
Yeah.
2 left already. Short and sharp. We said that, Danny. You know, sometimes we'll show 10 races, 12 races, whatever. But 7 races, short and sharp, show the best. That's what people want to see, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we want to do. Gone to the Dogs Live wants to bring the best of the action in the greyhound racing world, and I think we do just that. So
Doing okay.
We are doing all right, aren't we, Joe? And it means I don't have to spend that long with you as well.
It's always a bonus from both sides. Look at that. Brilliant bitch. Lovely brindle bitch. Look at the breeding. Droopy Sydney Forest Natalie. Can it get any better than that? So is it any surprise that she has won a produce? Is it any surprise that she is 12 from 27 when she's bred? Like, that is just sensational. Yeah, it's sensational breeding. And she's a lovely bitch as well, isn't she?
Look at her little face.
Really getting the recognition she deserves because she's done that really well in a great buckle, I must say. And Paul Burr will be delighted with Bacon Roll in defeat. She's run a massive race in defeat, but all about Southfield Poppy. A great performance from her. And Jock, very, very loyal to Kevin Hurd. He's a top man, his Mark. He really is.
Yeah.
Very funny guy when you're in his company. You know, he's probably a little bit camera shy at times, so hopefully we'll get some out of him. But he's a very, very, very funny guy.
So that was the ARC Bitches race, £350 and a trophy. And, well, Emily's changed. It's Hobbsy now.
Thank you very much, Danny. She's going with the girl. She does have the 3 books here.
Well, that's live TV for you. We are having a couple of tech issues there with Hobbsy and
on camera,
connections. I think, yeah, because we've got basically 2 cameras that are linked to 2 microphones, but they're separate, and I think he's gone down and they've switched cameras. So, or he's switched mics. And there is Hobbsy, close-up shot.
Did not need to see that.
No, right. I think we fixed it, Hobbsy.
I think we fixed it. I think you can hear me now. Mark, that was such a fantastic interview. We've got to do it all again now.
Then, yeah.
Produce Stakes champion, loves it here. Trainer's Judgment Night, does it again.
Does it again, yeah. No, I mean, last week she was unlucky. I thought her and Kestrel Dog were box running the wrong way. Proved that on the 3rd bend, but she does like the 3 years. 3 years a ping box here, you know, and she's come out tonight and I'm thinking, just hold on, my little one, just hold on. Because I think the track's back a little bit, but it's still good, you know what I mean? It's a good track, always has been a good track here. And she's done the business for us, so...
And best turned out, was that you or Poppy?
Both of us, both of us, yeah. So I've still got it, haven't I?
Of course you have. It's been a good night for Team Hutton. Winners, I think 3 of them at least at Oxford. Highview Jazzman has won her Brighton Bell semi, so all good.
And we've had the forecast in that race, which we had to do, because we had the 2 in together, and they was 1st and 2nd, with Resonate 2nd. So, yeah, fair play. It's been a good night so far.
So the big man's doing well, the little man's not doing too badly either.
Doing too bad, and Adam's doing all right down at Hove as well, yeah. So we just want the next man to do all right. But it's a final, anything, you know, we're here. It's nice to be here. It's the last big competition. I love coming here. Good thing is it's not closing in no other track. We have got another track to go to, but we all miss Perry Bar. We will do, like, you know.
We certainly will miss Perry Bar, and all the best with Coppice Trophy in the Art Laurels final.
Thank you very much. Cheers, thank you. Bye-bye then.
Yes, we will miss at Perry Bar, but we're here tonight to take in the big one at 9:20. And now we're going to look back in time.
And away they go, head up towards the first bend. It's a flashy start. Drippy Strapper has led up the blue jacket, who's on the inside. Ice on fire. Then barreling all the blue jacket. He's been left clear because it's trying him behind, involving Drippy Strapper. Possibly architect of his own downfall for travelling so smartly as the blue jacket. It's Ice on fire. He leads by 5 lengths. White jacket in second about, and Lieutenant Forrest Jason in third. But off the final bend, it's Ice on fire. 4 lengths clear. What a machine. What a monster. Ice on fire wins the Laurels by 5.
He didn't trap, and he just showed unbelievable gears to the first bend, and the pace from the first bend to the second bend is just unreal. Yeah. I'm lost for words, Errol.
There is
is the Bunny racing. Jetstream Angel got up, but so did Kill West Ranger on the wide outside, and Kill West Ranger might get to run the race and does. Out in front, two's on the floor here, Wiki Hiker, I'm afraid, but it's up on his feet. Down the far side they go, and it's still Kill West Ranger out in front, locally trained for Paul Hames. Jetstream Angel won't go away. Then we got back in third, Ecom Felix, but they come off the final bend. This is going to be a local winner at Perry Bar, is it, for Paul Hames out in front. He's trying hard as the Angel, but this is going to go to Kill West Ranger. Too good. 3 second, 5 third. Well done to Paul Hames. Kill West Ranger wins the Laurels.
Oh, I do love looking back in time. But now we're going to go to Hobbsy, who's caught up with some connections of a runner in the final.
Well, welcome back to the restaurant here at Perry Bar, of course, and with Iams at Sydney's table, Steve Cragg, Nigel Smith, Lorraine Hyde at Banning. They are looking forward to what is a 9th Category 1 final for Sydney.
That's right. He's been a fantastic dog for us. Whatever he does, it doesn't really matter. He's done it all in the past, so we're just happy. Keep along and come and support him every time.
He's very, very popular, and whatever he does, what will he do, Nigel?
What, tonight? Well, I hope he does what he done last week. I'm super confident. He's running well. He's had a good break. Track's okay. I think we've got a great chance.
It's extraordinary, that run in the semi-final, 27.75. I mean, we saw that at Crayford. Astonishing track record there, Perry Bar now.
He didn't look quick, though, did it, when you watch it on the eye? But he's got a long stride, and he kind of gallops. But I was surprised he'd done the track record. So let's hope it wasn't a race a week before, you know? So that we'll be good.
And all the Iams boys watching, Mitch Brenner and the crew?
They're all at home. They're watching Gone to the Dogs, so they'll be there.
Great for the support, and thanks to the guys for that. Right, Lorraine, he is the apple of your eye. I know that anyway, proudly wearing the rosette. And this is quite extraordinary, as I said to Steve, the 9th Category 1. He never lets you down.
He doesn't let us down, no. Just want him to be safe and sound tonight, and, goes out with a big bang and let's see what he does.
Has he surprised you?
No. You've got to have faith in your dogs, haven't you? So, no, it doesn't surprise me at all. He's amazing.
He's a top-class ground, we know that as well, but came into the race, pretty lightly raced, but tuned to the minute by John, who's a star.
He needed a break. He'd done a lot of running. He'd been in a lot of competitions, as you know, 9th one coming up now. So he needed a bit of time out. So he's done that. And look at him last week. He was phenomenal. So hopefully there's another one in the bag tonight, and we end up with the last Cat 1 here with a big smile on our face. But either or, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. Either way, he's a star for the Iams Boys Syndicate. They are here cheering on Iams of Sydney in the Art Laurels final.
Iams of Sydney, now the holder of 2 track records. Will he win the big one tonight? That is the question. But who's going to win tomorrow? Well, we've got these semi-finals that we're looking back on for the Bresbet Gym Crack at Sheffield from last Sunday.
And they're off, and it is a good start from Droopy's Trade on the inside. It's Droopy's Trade from Romeo Alliance. It's the 2 Patrick Janssen runners who 1 and 2, and they're 1, 2 and 3 at the moment with Romeo Tomcat now up into second place. It's Droopy's Trade from Romeo Tomcat and Romeo Alliance with Arthur Job leading the rest of the pack, but it's the Patrick Janssens 1, 2 and 3 at the moment as they go around the tavern turn. It's Droopy's Trade who's leading rivals out from Romeo Tomcat, and Romeo Alliance is back in third, but it's all about Droopy's Trade who's out in front. Droopy's Trade perfect 2 from 2 in the competition. Droopy's Trade is your winner. And they're off, and it's a good start from Romeo Ability on the inside, Elusive No More with Domino Ho Ho in the on the wide outside. It's Romeo Ability taken out from Domino Ho Ho, who's in second place. Elusive No More is now up into third place, but it's all about Romeo Ability. Will Patrick Janssens have 4 in the final, rather, as they go around the tavern turn? It's Romeo Ability from Elusive No More, who's up into second place for Jimmy Fennick, and New In Deputy is the best of the rest at the moment, but it's all about Romeo Ability. Chapter line victory. Romeo Ability wins rather impressively there.
We can't wait for the Bresbet Gym Crack final tomorrow at Sheffield at 4:24. We'll have a look at the lineup shortly. This is Ballymac Taylor for the MWD Partnership and Mark Wallace, 4-time Cat 1 finalist. Brett and Molly, twice a Cat 1 finalist, was the Ballyregan Bob and George Curtis and the Cesarowicz. She is for Patrick Janssens and Mr. O'Hara. Rock Mountain Lucy, she's got a good record. She's only she's only raced 17 times, but she has won well over 6 bends in the past for Rose Draper. Track 4 is vacant. Trap 5 is Hurry Up Jordan. Laurels third in 2023 and was fifth in the St. Ledger last year, so runs the track well. And Hacker Luigi, I just thought might be slightly out of his depth here for Michael Field, but he's got a good draw on the outside of Hurry Up Jordan.
Yeah, I think that's probably the same with Rock Mount Lucy as well. But yeah, this is a good race. My napping 2, Brett and Molly. The best turned out has gone to Trap 1, Ballymac Taylor. So congratulations to Mark Wallace and Daniel Wallace on parade with Ballymac Taylor in Trap 1. I've lost my way here. I've lost my way here because Danny was having an absolute western when she was trying to go through that parade there. So we've lost our way slightly here, but we're back on. Napping 2, Brett and Molly. Get first run on Ballymac Taylor. I don't think she'll be for catching. Big runner, Hurry Up Jordan. He's a very interesting runner. He's got a lot of speed, this dog, but he can be very frustrating to follow as well. But you should see the best out of him over this kind of trip. 6 and 3 have got it to do. It looks a bit of a match on paper. She's back in form now, Ballymac Taylor. Trialled well at Toaster Tuesday. I was there. I saw the trial. She went really well. But I'm with Brett and Molly. She's a nap. She was bigger earlier, around 6 to 4, 7 to 4. I think she can get first run on Ballymac Taylor. If she does, I don't think she'll be for catching, Danny.
I'll tell everyone why we were laughing, because Rock Mount Lucy's 4 from 17, and in my little blurb that I have that I write for every dog, 6 from 11 over sixpence. So
that weren't good enough for Danny.
That's it. I've no idea where I've got that from. Clearly can't count at all, and I've no idea where I've just gone to sleep during that one. Anyway, that was what we were laughing at, because
you lay in bed last night about 2 in the morning, then you woke up and you got
like it. Now they are just about to head towards the far side. We are, of course, going over the 710-metre St. Ledger trip.
Sadly, no more
Don't.
No, we're getting closer to the final big race here at Perry Bar. This is a cracking way to bow out, though, over the 710 with Ballymac Taylor in it, Brett and Molly. A good race, this. And, yeah, like we said, it's been quick tonight, Danny, but it's been really fun. We're nearly at the final, the big Arena Racing Company Laurels final. 12.5 grand to the winner. What a way to warm up, though. Ballymac Taylor v Brett and Molly. Shame we haven't got 6 runners going, but there's so much going on at the minute, Danny. You know, will we see these in the golden jacket coming up at Monmouth? I believe so. Mongy's Wild has set his stall out tonight. 40-90, 12 and 3/4 length victory at 1 to 7, beating Hacker Carlo in second. So, yeah, he's going to be a big player in that. I think he is next to unbeatable over these kind of long distances. He's just an aeroplane.
It's one of those things, isn't it, when you can trap and stay over 942 metres at Toaster and set the track record in the process. You just surely can't be beaten over those trips.
And when the comments say drew clear, you can imagine him going from like 3 lengths clear, and all of a sudden the Greyhounds look up and go,
where's he gone?
Where's he gone? Seriously, like, he is that fast. And we've seen him do it at Toaster over 712. We've seen him do it over the 942 metre trip. Now, he had to do it from behind there.
Yeah.
He didn't get his own way. He didn't lead.
Did he?
So he was doing that from behind and still breaking track records. So he's a special Greyhound. But we've got some special ones in here.
We do, and we've got the Kamaski Hankin Memorial Race coming up here. Darryl, it's a cracker.
Oh, it's a belter, isn't it? Ballymac Taylor, second in a TV trophy last year, fourth, a few weeks ago behind Mongy's Wild, 11 to 10, Brett and Molly. I'm intrigued by the owners, though, of Rock Mount Lucy, Glenbridge Racing. Remember Glenbridge? Got to be a little bit old to remember Glenbridge. George Curtis back in the mid-70s. Ask Pat Kelly, he'll tell you all about Glenbridge. Big outsider here for Rose Draper. Here's the hare on the approach, the Kamaski Hankin Memorial Race over the 710. And away they go, and Brett Molly got first run. Rock Mount Lucy 3 on the outside of Ballymac Taylor, who's well positioned on the rail. Just slides back a length or 2, though. Hurry Up Jordan in the orange coat. Out the back, Hacker Luigi. They come down to the judge first time over this St. Ledger trip then. And in front, Brett Molly leads by about 3 or 4 lengths. Then Rock Mount Lucy. Ballymac Taylor is getting him past that rival now and tries to get after the leader, but there's 5 lengths between them. Brett Molly down the back. Now the lead's 3.5. Ballymac Taylor is beginning to make progress in behind Rock Mount Lucy. Brett Molly by a length. Ballymac Taylor teeing up a run. The last bend, Brett Molly in the blue. In the red, Ballymac Taylor has the switch wide, but it's still coming home. Brett Molly, Ballymac Taylor, desperate. Ballymac Taylor, Brett Molly. Oh, what a finish that was.
Oh, my word, we'll let Darryl get his breath back there, but Trap 1, Ballymac Taylor, has left it late, but she has pounced on the line to nut Brett and Molly in the process for the Kamaski Hankin Memorial Race over 710 metres. She dropped away like she normally does, and she was just closing with every stride. I did think, though, Joe, at the final bend when she's had to go out wide rather than go inside, I thought maybe the Nap wins, but not quite.
I thought we nailed it, Danny. You know, when she's popped out and
Yeah.
here, you said, race, I thought, I'm not even watching Brett and Molly now. I'm just focusing purely on where Ballymac Taylor's going to be. The minute she gets inside at the third bend, when does she ever turn second over 6 bends? Very rarely, you know, and that was it was such a match race. She didn't have too much to clear early on in the race, so she took to the third bend to do it. Here, the writing's on the wall. It really is. She's absolutely flying. She's going hell for leather. But just here, like you said, Danny, crucially, she goes to try and go inside. She checks up there. We then start crouching over, thinking, can we get her over the line? We haven't managed to do so. And Ballymac Taylor, brilliant performance. Been off the card since that TV trophy. Disappointment. She's just got her on the line. She's won by a good neck. Half a length in the end. But cracking race. Cracking race.
Superb race from Ballymac Taylor to nut Brett and Molly on the line in the 710-metre race tonight. Race number 8 here. Teeing us nicely up for the big one.
Over that trip.
Unbelievable. I mean, 2 superstars, Brett and Molly and Ballymac Taylor, and Taylor has just got up. I mean, she's a 4-time Cat 1 finalist. The Cesarewitch, the Golden Jacket, the Kent St Ledger, the Regency. She's not won a big one yet, Ballymac Taylor, out of the Cat 1s, but...
Yeah, she's won a Durando, which is obviously a one-off, of course, which is like a really prestigious run. 42.85, a cracking run from Ballymac Taylor, a cracking run from Brett and Molly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we're going to see them both going for the
Golden Jacket.
Golden Jacket at Monmore, which is different here. I'm glad we've got a big race over that trip. 6.84 Monmore is rarely used. It needs to be used more. Delighted we've got it. It's a little bit sharper though, Danny, a little bit quicker, isn't it? Yeah. So, might just catch the likes of Ballymac Taylor out, but you rule her out at your peril because she stays all day and she's going to be there or thereabouts, you know it.
Oh yeah, she will. And Brett and Molly now with that early pace over that slightly shorter trip, it's going to be very interesting who's going to go for the Golden Jacket for a start. And like you say, that trip is just criminally underused, I think. Right, I think we've got the result through, Daryl.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's a tough night, isn't it, for our programme sponsors and all the bookmakers, because another winning favourite goes in, another odds-on favourite. That is the 4th odds-on jolly tonight. The other 2 races have gone to second favourites, 42.85. It was always going to be the fastest time of the year. It's the first race of the year over the trip. 8 to 11 the winner. Brett and Molly 11 to 10 in seconds. Absolutely run her heart out. And Rockmount Lucy at 25 to 1 was the 3rd runner home. Now, Bet365, of course, are our programme sponsors, and we are very grateful for their participation. And the Bet365 Bet Boost is available on every UK and Irish race, and available on Greyhound racing as well.
You know, sometimes I think Daryl has trouble reading because normally everything's off the cuff and you kind of, not wing it, but commentary and what have you. You don't have to think about it, you just say what you see, but reading seems to be slightly tricky tonight for Daryl.
Some bloopers tonight, Danny, weren't there? There'll be some bloopers tonight.
You know what, as well? We've had our trophy stolen, Joe.
It's been kidnapped. We've had the trophy taken away from us. We want to show people. Thanks, Chris. Thanks a lot for taking the trophy. General Manager of Tuck here. But let's go to Emily with Delighted Connections again, Emily. Great night for Team Wallace and NWD.
Thank you, Joe. Definitely delighted tonight. 3 out of 3 so far. It's all going very, very well, Mike. Really, really nice to see Taylor back winning because she's had her injury issues over the last sort of 8 months. So she hasn't had too many races recently, but just so nice to see her on the card and winning.
She's come back with a bang. You know, TV trophy, we thought something might have been amiss, but couldn't get to the bottom of her. But the trial she did just last week and at Toaster and coming here, she's just shown that she can do a strong 6 bends, same as. She's battling them away, and to pick up Brett and Molly like that, we're delighted with that.
It was an exciting race on paper and really glad to see it turned out that way. The good thing with Taylor is, you know, she's hitting that line very, very hard. So just a really, really great race between them.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a bit more easier coming down the 6th bend, but she just checked off a bit and then got her momentum again. So, yeah, just got her head up on the line. So, yeah, she knows just keeps going. You never know whether she's going to win a short head or 7 lengths. So this time it was a short head.
Definitely agree with that. It's been 3 out of 3 so far for the NWD partnership tonight. Can it be 4 out of 4 in the next race?
Yeah, we really want to go home with 4 winners tonight, and that'll be the icing on the cake. So, strong race. Let's see what happens. We're on form, so you never know.
Perfect. Thanks, Mike, and best of luck for Dave, as we know him.
Yeah, Dave's going to do the business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much looking forward to the Laurels coming up. It's the next race, everybody. So we may as well take a look at the semi-finals from last week.
And they're off, and it's a slow start from Druid Say Go, but a good start from Romeo Kingpin, the kennel mate. It's Romeo Kingpin. Druid Say Go is just Romeo Kingpin's acts as a blocker, and Druid Say Go has got to the front from Coppice Trophies in second place. Kilson Wolf is back in third with Romeo Kingpin in fourth, but Druid Say Go is out in front by 4 or 5 lengths to Coppice Trophies back in second place. It looks like it's Druid Say Go is safely through to the final next Saturday evening. Druid Say Go takes the win. Coppice Trophies back in second place. They both qualify for the final next Saturday evening. And they're off, and it is a good start through the middle of the track from Armagh and Churchfield Sid has got to the front. It's Churchfield Sid from Armagh and Untold Ruble is back in third place, but it's all about Churchfield Sid at the moment with Armagh tracking in second place, and we'll be trying to bridge the gap as they go around the third and fourth bends. It's Churchfield Sid from Armagh on the outside. Churchfield Sid's on the inside. Armagh is on the outside. Churchfield Sid just hangs tough out in front. Churchfield Sid takes the win. Armagh they both qualify for the final of the Arena Racing Company Laurels next Saturday evening. And they're off. Iams of Sydney's made the best of starts on the inside. Righty, the two kennel mates are first and second at the moment, with Bacon Roll making sizzling progress around and up into second place. It's Iams of Sydney from Bacon Roll, and Whitewood Lenny as they go down the back straight is still Iams of Sydney, your favourite, now being tracked by Bacon Roll, who's in second place, only about a length and a half behind. It's Iams of Sydney from Bacon Roll as they come into the home straight. It's still Iams of Sydney, Bacon Roll. Righty's trying to find a way through. Iams of Sydney. Righty just mugs Bacon Roll on the line for second place, and Bacon Roll's back in third.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm with Tony Briley, owner of Coppice Trophy, running out of Trap 2 in the Art Laurels final. You've been here before.
Yes, 2022, and I think we've had another one in the competition in the past as well. So yeah, it's good competition. Hopefully he finishes better than last place, because we are the outsider in the competition.
But Sign at Denver, of course, your Laurels champion from a couple of years back. What's the news with Sign at Denver in terms of stud going well?
Yeah, there's been a bit of interest in him. We've actually bred him with Coppice Josie, so Laurels winner with the Limerick Oaks winner. So yeah, hopefully we get some nice pups if it's all gone well.
Fantastic. But that's to come, of course. But tonight with Coppice Trophy, a better break required tonight than maybe in the Trainers' Championship. You know, it's such a high-class field, but great to be part of.
Yeah, and I think the thing with Trophy, occasionally he does get it right and he shoots out. You know, if he has one of those nights tonight, who knows? But just here to enjoy it tonight. Like, it's just about getting into a Cat 1 final. It's his first Cat 1 final, so it's a great achievement for him. And, you know, just to be here is great.
And a busy night. Kevin Hutton's at Oxford. Donna, I think, at Hove, of course, with the Brighton finals being tonight. So they're represented here, there and everywhere, the Hut.
Yeah, been very busy. And we've moved some dogs from Kevin also to Central Park. So we, you know, tonight, runner here, runners at Central Park, runners at Oxford. So, yeah, busy night.
Tony, all the best. We've been drowned out by Rob Crawford there, but he's doing a good job. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whenever Rob's around, you're drowned out by him. Rob Crawford, of course, doing the track commentary tonight here at Perry Bar. But it's the build-up to the big one. Who do you fancy?
Druid Say Go.
Okay. Why?
Reasons. She loves it round here. Oaks winner, of course. I don't think the draw's bad. I think she can clear Iams to Sydney. Coppice Trophy right on her inside. She's a right side, then the other's a middle and wide runner. I can see her being in front of Churchfield, sit out the second bend. From there, I think she'll go on to win. So yeah, Druid Say Go for me. But a cracking race. Brilliant way to bow out at what has been we've had some great competitions here over the years, and we've got a fantastic way to bow out.
We do. You know, we've had the St. Ledger here, we've had the Birmingham Cup, we've had the Laurels. You know, it's just a place steeped in history. Yes, the Scurry, of course. Well. But the Laurels finishes off at Perry Bar as a Cat 1, and Churchfield Sid for me. One, he's famous on TikTok, everybody. He's had 1.5 million views on our Gone to the Dogs Live on TikTok. Little plug there. But Churchfield Sid, it might be, I've heard little whispers, that it might be his last race. Little
I've
whispers.
spoke to connections. I'm not going to give anything away. I'll let them speak. It's not for me to say. Yeah, it's not for me to say. They're umming and ahhing on what to do.
Okay.
It'd be a brilliant way to bow out if he does by winning this competition, of course. But he's in with some very, very hot rivals here, Danny. This is a good race, and I'm sure there's a massive race in Armour Docky as well.
Armour who?
Docky.
Okay.
David.
Daryl, who is running?
It's exciting, isn't it? The Arena Racing Company Laurels final. There's your lineup. Which one of these will take the prestige and the glory and the winner's check, of course, for connections? Righty at 12-1. Second in the gold collar, James and John Wright. And John Mullins, of course, his mum won this 3 times. Coppice Trophy in 2. For Kevin Hutton, won this 3 years ago. 40-1. Outsider, trap 3. Iamsa Sydney. We all know about the clock last week. John Mullins' second runner here for the Iamsa Boys Syndicate. We heard from a few of the guys. Nigel Steve a bit earlier on. Druid Say Go. What a star she was. Bitch of the year last year. Winning the Yarmouth Derby and, of course, winning here in the Oaks for Patrick Janssens, who won this 2 years ago. In 5 is Armour Docky for Mark Wallace. Could he pull this off? He almost won this race with Ivy Hill Sky High short-headed back in 2021. And Churchfield said Derby finalist last year for Richard Rees, whose granddad won this back in 1976.
A family steeped in Greyhound history, the Reeses, and Churchfield Sid. I mean, he's just one of those dogs that the public absolutely love. I don't know what it is about him. I think maybe because he's a wide seed and he absolutely charges out the boxes. He's just got that likeable character.
Well, just how consistent he is as well, doesn't he? Like, you know, he's always been in with the very best of the sport, and he's always shown up with real credit.
Yeah.
And look, Winter Derby winner, Gold Cup winner, Derby finalist all last year. He's a cracking greyhound. You know, he's 4 in June. I'd love to see him in a seniors race, Derby final night at Toaster.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to be able to push the connections to say stick him in a seniors race because the crowd would love it. You know, he is a fan favourite. He's a TikTok favourite for all of our followers as well. 1.5 million views, as you said. So
Unbelievable.
A great final. I'm just with Druid Sago. She loves the place here. I'd want to be against 3. I'd have him bigger. I'd have Iamsa Sydney a little bit bigger. You know, the track record run last week is a great run. 2 spots off Call of Annie Shadow's clock. We've seen so many grounds go around here that haven't got close to that track record, you know. So, fire alarms is going off. We'll try and ignore that.
If we have to run away, I do apologise. But that's not a planned fire alarm, so run for your lives.
Yeah.
We've got trap 4.
No one's running yet.
No, but they're all outside. So we've got trap 4 Druid Sago at 11-8 favourite. It's 2-1 Churchfield Sid, 5-2 Iamsa Sydney. Armour Docky in trap 5 is 8-1. It's 12-1 Righty and Coppice Trophy at 33-1. So, I mean, the MWD partnership and Mark Wallace have been in absolutely superb form tonight. Armour Docky, and I'm saying it correctly because Mike Davis on the podcast that we recorded on Thursday for Friday morning, so is out at the moment. He talks all about Greyhound Racing UK, the MWD partnership, where it is now, where it's going to go, the sport as a whole. He talks about all of that and Toaster as well. And Armour Docky, he was telling me I had to pronounce it correctly, so I have done.
It's like when you've got a bit of tickle in your throat.
Yeah.
Docky.
Yeah.
But, it's Irish for David, we believe, isn't it?
It is. So Armour Davey is for now.
What we're going to call him in the studio here. But, there's a big run in this greyhound, and he's showing it in defeat at the minute. He's showing it beyond Clona Dash. The pace he's showing, Danny, last time we were here, behind Druid's plunge, from the 2nd to the 3rd bend, really stood out. Now, he's showing that last week in Beyond Churchfield. So we'll let you go through the parade. Best turned out is trap 3, Iamsa Sydney. So well done to Iamsa Sydney. Paraded by Chris Waters.
Here's trap 1, Righty, who won on our very first show at Yarmouth and has been runner-up in 2 Cat 1 finals. Trap 2 is Coppice Trophy. This is his first Cat 1 final for Kevin Hutton and Tony Brealey. He's got 10 wins from 52 career starts and 12 seconds. He's at 33-1. Trap 3, Iamsa Sydney, is the track record holder here and at Crayford, of course, in the Golden Jacket last year, Gold Collar, over 540 metres. He recorded an absolute stormer of a time last time. Trap 4, Druid Sago. She is the East Anglian Derby winner. She was our first big winner on Gone to the Dogs Live, and then she followed up with the Oaks. Never done before, so this bitch is a record breaker. Then we get to Dave, trap 5. Armour Duffy, who's a very gutsy type, I think, for the MWD partnership, and Mark Wallace. He's only had the 13 career starts, 2 wins, 7 seconds, and I actually thought he had the draw here. And then you've got trap 6, Churchfield Sid, the TikTok sensation. That is Churchfield Sid, who is actually in love with Monmore as well as here.
He is. He absolutely is. And yeah, Chris Waters, well done to you. £50 coming your way. Parading. I'm just Sydney best turned out in this race. I'll put Armour Duffy up for Ground Racing UK at the start of the competition, 16-1 as an each way selection. So first 4 people will be collecting their each way money. If they're on at 16-1, they want, of course, want him to win. That's a little bit more, but it's a cracking race. It really is a brilliant race, isn't it?
It is. I can't wait to see this race. You know, I'd love, you know me, I'm a bit of a sentimental type. I would love Churchfield Sid to win it. Druid Sago, though, she's a superstar bitch. She's one of those bitches and dogs that people would come out to see, you know, that would travel to go and see Druid Sago. She's the East Anglian Derby winner. She's the Oaks winner as well. And I think she went unbeaten through about 7 races, didn't she, last year? So very, very impressive, Druid Sago. And she's unbeaten in this comp.
Yeah, she loves it here. She absolutely adores this place. And she had to work hard last week. She didn't really come away from one, but she managed to get around that bend in front. From there, she didn't see another rival. Coppice Trophy was beat a long way in behind, 7 1/4 lengths in second. But cracking race, it really is. And look, good luck to all 6. Whatever wins will thoroughly deserve to and will go down in history. I'm to Sydney. Me and Hobbs did a preview yesterday. Track record at Crayford, sadly closed. Track record at Perry Bar, sadly going to close. I imagine he's going to hold 2 track records.
Yeah.
Of closed tracks in the recent. Obviously, Perry Bar's going September time. Crayford went sadly in January, but he's going to probably go down as 2 track record holders at 2 tracks that are going to sadly not be with us. But cracking race. Good luck to all 6. Darryl, call them home. The last ever Category 1 final at Perry Bar.
Yeah, tinged in sadness, Joe, but you heard the fire alarm go off, of course. That's because the track is about to be set on fire in the Arena Racing Company Laurels final. It was Kilbury and Boy who won the very first renewal back in 1930. We're 91 Laurels in. What a final we have. 11-8 Druid Sago, 7-4 Churchfield Sid, 11-4 I Am's a Sydney, seconds away from the hare, arriving at the boxes. Racing for the Laurels. Druid Sago trying to clear Amza Sydney will go to the front. Churchfield Sid in the black and white stripes moving up now to challenge for second as they run down the far side. A gap back then to Righty, followed by Armour Duffy and Coppice Trophy is at the rear. It's Druid Sago. She leads by a length. Amza Sydney's gone second. Churchfield Sid still trying to box on. In behind them in third. It's the big trio. It is Druid Sago in front. I Amza Sydney blasting down the outside. I Amza Sydney takes the Laurels, wins from Druid Sago and Churchfield Sydney. I Am's a Sydney for the Amza boys, and John Mullins gets his first Laurels.
What a race. I Am's a Sydney. He made all in the first 2 rounds. He's had to sit in behind Druid Sago all the way around the track this time around. He's pounced late. You know, we know he stays further. He was the track record holder over 5:40 at Crayford. We know this lad will never give up. He's very, very gutsy. And now we're going to go to Emily.
I Am's a Sydney. What a fantastic performance to take the Laurels final. Going to speak to a very emotional John Mullins, I think. I mean, what a run. So strong on that run-in.
Yeah, I mean, he stays well, didn't he? Come on well. And it was a good race, good field. Brilliant. What can I say?
Backed up that track record run last week to win the last ever Category 1 final at Perry Bar.
Yeah, it would have been disappointing if he, after last week, but it was a good race. We had the hard work to do.
Well done, John. I'll let you go get the trophy and speak to you more at the podium.
Absolutely sensational. What a run. What a race this is. 4 gets out, Druid Sago. I Am's the Sydney gets out. Churchfield Sid's come out. The other 3, it was the 3 big guns who were vying for the lead, and it was always Druid Sago until it wasn't.
Yeah, Churchfield Sid just couldn't win after 5 yards. The minute he hadn't led, he was not going to win. The writing's on the wall, Danny. I'd never thought I'd see the day we see Druid Sago get caught over this kind of trip, but he's a sensational ground I Am's a Sydney. I think that's his 9th Category 1. 2 victories now. He is an absolute sensational ground. He must be a delight to train and a delight to own for John. You see the emotion in John there. He's a man of few words, John, at times, but He's one of the best about. He's a very, 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 very good guy, John Mullins. I'm so pleased for him. So pleased for the Iams Boys Syndicate. You know, they've took the time with this dog. You know, he made the final behind proper ARS at Monmore, the Winter Derby. Yep. They've took the time with him. They've just been really patient with him to win the last ever Laurels at Perry Bar. What a fantastic performance. You can see the writing was on the wall, Danny. Coming off that last bend, he stays all day. We've seen him win over further. He's gone much further than this and won. He's a brilliant greyhound, and he's come away there running. You know, he has come away, and what's helped him is that trapping ability that he's managed to trap. He's managed to clear the inside pair that we thought he would. I thought once she's led, Druid Sago, that would be it.
Yeah, me too.
But he's managed to stay inside Churchfield Sid, and then once he's give chase, the writing was on the wall. A brilliant, brilliant performance and a cracking final. You know, for her to lead and get out, can he catch her? He's managed to do it. Great run.
Superb run, and 5 from 6 at the track as well for Iams Sydney. I mean, he absolutely loves the place. And
that defeat, Danny, was in the Birmingham Cup final. So he's gone 5 out of 6. The other defeat in another Category 1 final. 27.78.
Creepers. 3 spots off his track record.
From off the pace. Oh, my God.
Absolutely crackers. Like, this lad, he is unbelievable, Darryl.
That is just an incredible race, isn't it? I just don't know what to say here, except if you kept the faith with Iams Sydney. Look at the SP. 9-4 all day has gone off at 100-30. Well done to the Iams Boys Syndicate. Well done to John Mullins. He went very close with Chelmsford in this competition 3 years ago. And I mentioned his mum Linda won this 3 times, twice in the 90s. With El Premier, El Gran Senor, with I Am Hotep back in the 80s as well. What a run, Iams Sydney. And as you say, Joe, what a time. 27.78, the 3rd fastest time ever. Iams Sydney has the clock, and the 3rd fastest time. Coolah Valley Shadow has the 2nd quickest time. Druid Say Go has the 4th and the 6th and whatever else winning fastest times around here. This will live in our memories for a long time. Iams Sydney 100-30. Druid Say Go 5-4 favourite. Churchfield Sid in 3rd 7-4. That has got to be, I mean, I don't go back to 1930, but that's got to be one of the best Laurels for many, many years.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Darryl. I'm down at the presentation area. Huge emotion here. Lorraine Hyde, Banning, Steve Cragg, Nigel Smith, the Iams Boys, John Mullins, very proud man in the middle of Sarah Cragg as well. And the fan club, absolutely delighted. He's a powerhouse of a greyhound. Track record breaking performance in the semi-finals, and then he's come through and beaten the Oaks champion on the running. What a race, what a fitting way to see the Laurels off in terms of its Perry Bar history. And we move on to Wolverhampton, of course, presumably next year. Sean Reynolds, Jack Champion, doing the cameraman and taking pictures and what have you. We'll try and get a quick word. Smile for the cameras, ladies and gentlemen. John, I know you spoke to Emily already. I mean, just beginning to sink in. Your mum won it 3 times. You're on that list now. Famous win.
Yes, fantastic. This was one of her first Group 1 win back in the day. Yeah, it's a classic, isn't it? It's the Laurels. I'm over the moon.
Absolutely. You know, family name synonymous with the best of greyhound racing. To win a traditional classic with such an incredible dog. He just never knows when he's beaten.
He never knows when he's beaten. He always runs on well. I mean, he doesn't get the 6 bends properly strong, but hopefully we'll go to Toaster.
Thank you, John. He's done a great job, Nigel. John's done a great job.
Oh, John's been brilliant. He's brought him on well. He's rested him when he's had to be rested. And he's had a couple of weeks break, and he's trialled back, and he's brilliant.
9th Category 1 final, 2nd Category 1 success. He's got a couple of track records in there. You couldn't ask for better.
Oh, he's been brilliant. So I think we'll give him a couple of weeks off, and I think we're going to go Toaster. And then I think he's got a great chance. He's a strong dog. And he like 500, he'll like it. You know, I think it'll be a good each way, Obsy.
Each way play in the Sarsfields Greyhound Derby. Martin Seal, racing manager at Perry Bar. Your appreciation of that?
Fantastic performance, a great race overall. John's brought the dog to concept pitch at exactly the right moment. He's gone within 3 spots of his own track record, did everything right, bided his time, passed on the right side. Just fabulous performance, fabulous.
And as I said to John, fitting way to bring the Laurels history, certainly where it comes to Perry Bar, to a close.
Yes, we've seen some great Laurels at the track over the past few years since we've staged it, and this has to go down as one of the best. Quality depth in the final, and all 6 dogs in the final ran their hearts out. We couldn't have asked for any more, really. So.
Absolutely. Thank you, Martin. The Oaks champion, of course, leading in to the home straight. Rob Crawford is doing the emceeing here. Appreciation?
Absolutely phenomenal run. Broke the track record last week. Only 3 spots slower this week, but a really, really good run. Great. Really well done to John and all the whole connections. I know they worked really hard. Travelling up and down the country, I see them a lot up at Sheffield and all over the country wherever I commentate. But a really, really good run there for John and the team.
Absolutely. Well done to Robbie at Sheffield tomorrow. We'll be at Toaster for the juvenile, of course. I'm trying to get hold of Chris Black, who's the general manager out the back. Chris, that was a phenomenal race, wasn't it?
It was a great race to finish off the Cat 1 competitions here.
And in terms of Perry Bar, Wolverhampton next year, you're going to close later in the year, but exciting plans for Wolverhampton?
Yeah, very exciting plans. We're going ahead with them. The build's on its way, so hopefully we'll be open and ready for the Oaks. That'll be the first classic to take place at Wolverhampton or Dunstall Park.
And a new chapter for Midlands Greyhound Racing.
Yes, it is, definitely is, and it's a great arena racing company there, you know, investing in not just Perry Bar but the sport in general.
Take your picture. Smile for the camera. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
Thanks very much indeed, Hobbsy. Now, we were just looking, actually, for the Greyhound Derby betting, and I Am the Sydney is nowhere to be seen. So can I make a plea? Can we price him up, please?
What price would you make him, Danny?
Come on now, I'm no odds compiler, Joe, you know this.
I'd be around 66 to 1, 80 to 1.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, talking of the Derby, we've got some exciting things coming up.
We have.
Shall we have a look at Toaster tomorrow? Because this race, barring the Derby final, which could beat this, Boyle Sports Blue 50 to 1. He's 166s, I think, in the Greyhound Derby betting. Wicky Ned, 4-time Cat 1 winner, 7 to 2. Never seen that prize before. Trap 3, Droopy's Plunge, 12 to 1. Was Patrick Jansen's Derby Hope. We heard that on the podcast. Trap 4, Proper Heiress at 4 to 1, 3-time Cat 1 winner and comes under the bars. Trap 5, March on Freddie at 10 to 1 was the Irish Derby semi-finalist and of course the Puppy Classic winner. And the fastest dog on the planet at the moment, you can get 5 to 6 about Bocco's Diamond. But we're going to have a look at a few of them in action, starting off with Wicky Ned.
Off and racing, and Wicky Ned did hit the lids and is going to lead up the favourite. So Wicky Ned is in front from Unanimous Leon. Just giving a nudge there with Silver Hill Ben is the back marker. But Wicky Ned, if you're on the short price favourite, is away and gone here. 3 lengths clear of Unanimous Leon. A further 3 back to Slingshot Skylar. Then we had Hardwick Mighty, Crooks Coco and Silver Hill Ben. Still Wicky Ned. 3 lengths clear here. Out in front for Jimmy Fennick. Wicky Ned is going to lead from pillar to post and win easily. Wicky Ned the winner.
He hacked up in the All England Cup, but the best run for me last year was the Steel City Cup final. Picking up Links Maverick, what a performance.
Still don't think he did.
He did.
I know he did, but no, it was brilliant. You know, it really was a cracking run. And look, he's in good order. He's trialled really well at Toaster.
He has.
A big player in this year's Star Sports TRC Greyhound Derby. But they're all going to have to be 100% tomorrow. Let's have a look at Proper Era, shall we? Because he has been in sensational form.
This was the Winter Derby.
And they're racing, and Proper Heiress has got an absolutely brilliant start. Has gone clear in a manner of strides. Gary the Arbor turns second in behind. Iamsa Sydney in third. They're followed next by Droopy's Pivotal, the inside of Now It's My Turn, and Droopy's Superstar, but the Superstar is in front today. Proper Heiress is about 6 or 7 clear. Gary the Arbor is trying all he can to make the margin at least a respectable one. Then comes Iamsa Sydney and Droopy's Pivotal, but in front, Proper Heiress had this one within seconds. Proper Heiress is bounded clear.
I mean, we've seen this lad a couple of times now. Monmore was absolutely sensational. We both went, oh my God, when he came out of the boxes.
We turned around and we were watching it live, and still, Dane, that's the best run I've seen for
a long time.
For many years, I must say. That's what he did that night was frightening. It really was.
This was also frightening. March on Freddie in the Puppy Classic went past these like they were about D5 runners at Harlow. Here we go. And they're off, racing away, and it's a pretty level break. He's not quite got out as quick, but he's pacing up into the first bend, and March on Freddy has shot to the front from Rioka Bungle in second place. Racing third is Droopy's Extra Good. Slight trouble there for No Better Feeling, and at the back, Blackhouse Kim is at the rear as they race into the final two bends. It's March on Freddy. Look at him go. He's opened up a 15-length advantage from No Better Feeling in second place, but as they race down the lane, it was all over at the first bend. March on Freddy has dominated the Jennings Bet Puppy Classic. Second place for No Better Feeling. It was tight for third. Who was that?
Enjoyed that one, didn't you?
I did. As soon as he came out and it was up into the first bend, that is a privilege to me. That is the best part of my job, really, to call them home, because you call these superstars home. Like, I'm a bit jealous of bit jealous of Daryl. But March on Freddy, I mean, he's gone on from strength to strength since then. He was in the semi-finals of the Irish Greyhound Derby, which we've not seen an English runner do for a long, long time. But
10-1, Danny.
I know, 10-1. He's never been that priced in his life. Bocco's Diamond, though. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Shall we watch him in action in the Irish Derby final?
Off they go, and a good start by Bocco's Diamond on the outside. Sheep Sandwiches 1 and 2 for the Graham Holland Kennel. And it's out front. Bocco's Diamond clears the bend. Sheep Sandwiches in second now. Callaway Kinnegar on the inside in third, but Bocco's Diamond is on by 3-4 lengths. Sheep Sandwiches in second. Callaway Kinnegar in third. 16.85, not as fast as normally, but up front it's still Bocco's Diamond. 3 Sheep Sandwiches giving us all. Callaway Kinnegar and 2 Sing-Along Dolly. But Bocco's Diamond is the greatest ever. He's won the Derby!
Bocco's Diamond, just the fastest dog on the planet, I believe.
Yes, many people think so, many people say it. I cannot wait to be at Toaster tomorrow to see these in the flesh. You're not.
No.
You're going to be, I don't
What's
know.
family fun?
Yeah, playing Cluedo or Monopoly or something.
Pretty much both of those, actually.
We'll be there to watch this. A cracking race. Enjoy. Bocco's Diamond, 5-6 favourite. I think that's a big price.
Who wins?
Bocco's Diamond.
Okay, Bocco's Diamond is the one for Joe. Wiki Ned is the one for me, actually, as we have a look at the Derby betting, because quite a few of those will be in there. This is the Derby final tomorrow. Trap 1, Lenny's Desire. This is the Maiden Derby final. Lenny's Desire, the 11-10 favourite. Both Joe and I, who never agree, are actually on the favourite for tomorrow's Maiden Derby final for JR Racing. Now, do you want to go to the Derby? Shall we have a look at how you can get some tickets? Because you can go to the website and find them. Search Greyhound Derby Tickets 2025 and you can find the tickets there.
Yeah, I've got a graphic, but it's not come up for some reason.
We haven't, and I've not forgotten the...
Also,
it's on the Toaster Race course, isn't
follow Basher Watts.
Yes.
Because there is a discount, 20% discount.
Bash 20 off for the first 192 people who are going for tickets. Bash 20 off, but we've also got early bird tickets available with 15 off, save 15% via the Toaster website. So go to Toaster Racecourse website and you can find your early bird tickets that are now available, and you can find 15% off. But you know what? If you can't make it to any of the rounds, that is from the 8th of May all the way through until the 14th of June. We're there. Gone to the Dogs Live. We are going for all of the last 3. Or 3. I was like, I can't quite read that. Yeah, 3. So the 31st of May, Saturday the 7th of June, Saturday the 14th of June, the big one. That will be a long show, Joe.
Also, Danny, we will be there for the first 3 rounds, studio-based at Toaster Racecourse for the Greyhound Derby for the first 3 rounds. So we'll be there covering it. You will not miss a race, Danny, on Gone to the Dogs this year.
You will not. We are covering every single race of every single round of the Greyhound Derby in England at Toaster, at HQ, that is, and it is getting a spruce up as well, so you will not have seen Toaster like it is now for quite a few years, I don't think.
Working very hard.
They are.
Now, obviously, my old man's back. A lot of work, yeah. They're working really hard there. I can't wait. It's our next one.
It is indeed, but it is time to say good night and goodbye from Perry Barr.